Yeah, my apologies, everybody. Everybody on the Twitch. We are working to get YouTube up and running. It's kind of a one-man show, though, as far as getting YouTube up and running. I think I'm the only person right now that has the permissions to fiddle with it. So, yeah, we're working on it, but it's a slow-going process. So, for now, enjoy the Twitch stream. If anybody asks you if it's available on YouTube, just send them to the Twitch stream. Yeah, super easy. I know we all love Twitch. It's everybody's favorite platform, indisputably. Anyway, we have Australia versus the UK going on right now. We're watching it in super speed as we catch up to this game that was 21 minutes long, or 20, at least in 20 minutes by the time that we had started watching it here. We are just working our way through the first round of the competition, as these commanders do fight it out on the front lines here. The group stage is always a explosive stage, I feel like. I mean, this is usually where the most happens. This is where the most commanders get knocked out. This is where the most people end up being either knocked out of the tournament or making a name for themselves. It's kind of, the only two options here. Pink Navy completely winning this northern side. We also have the Yellow Navy nicely boxing out the Blue Navy in the midsection here, keeping a solid control over this and allowing time for those T2 units to cross the field and get over towards the blue side, where those Sheldon can now start working away at a lot of these units, chipping down those T1 static defenses here. We have meanwhile, some missile boats coming in on the southern side, and they're going to start firing away now at the red facilities. We have an Arbiter off the coast here to try and connect with any of this. It's possible. It's kind of sketch, though. Arbiter's just not quite ideal. Meanwhile, red fighters also being disintegrated by the anti-air on these boats. That's not ideal either. I guess the fighters flying overhead at the very least provide some vision so that the arbiters can fire effectively, and that is needed. Oh, but it's so expensive to send in those fighter planes. Why don't we send in scout planes instead? Not entirely sure. Pink, likewise, also sending a handful of those units. The, what are they called? Longbows. Longbow missile cruiser. Trying very desperately. Attempting to get some damage done here, and you know what? These destroyers can still reach out and hit this LHT. We also have those longbows. They are poking away at the base, and they might be able to do enough damage to actually kill some stuff. And not enough build power here to sustain against those longbows. The only drawback of the longbows is the fact that they are widely inaccurate. But they're accurate enough, certainly, to hit a laboratory or two. I think we need to focus fire on these labs. We actually probably don't have vision here, do we? Yep. Well, actually, we only killed the lab that we didn't have vision of. The one that we do have vision of, we haven't killed yet. Okay. Very good. Very good. Oh. Has the YouTube come online? YouTube may be online all of a sudden. In a surprising twist of events, for reasons I could not hope to explain, the YouTube may actually be online. It may still just be coming up and online. Might not quite be online yet. Are these rolling bombs? Oh, no way. We actually have amphibious bombs rolling out here. Oh, we never see this. This is so cool. Oh, man, these are one of those units that I feel like is so underutilized here. Yeah, look at that. The rolling bombs completely take everything out. They can pop the metal extractors. They can kill all this stuff. Oh, that's beautiful. That is just beautiful. We need to blow up that mech, though, I feel like. Oh, yeah, a little spready. We need a little spready on the Betty bug. These things crawl underwater and they detonate. You can't really see them under that the new graphic showing that they're on hold fire there. But anyway, the bed bugs creepy crawl their way along the bottom of the ocean floor. I guess you can see them over here in the bottom left. Ah. Maybe the issue was that the live stream was set to private and not public. Could that be it? I think we may have figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. Through intensive trial and tribulation, we may have figured it out. Yeah, I think that's what it was. These two navies are gearing up for war with each other. They do actually look like they mean it. There we go. Let's see if that works. That might be a little better. There we go. Okay. Yeah, looks like the YouTube stream is coming online finally. Wow. What a fun start to this tournament. I feel like I should take a moment to say thank you very much, everybody who bared with us as we got this underway. You're all the very best. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, Bar YouTube channel is coming up and online. Luckily, the stream is now officially up and running. It is working properly. I'm just working on getting those settings dialed in so you guys get a crisp and beautiful picture. And I think we are effectively there. We're trying to get those money connections. Yeah, T1 units. Silver Sand holding on for dear life right now. And there they go. The UK team manages to put their point on the board, guaranteeing that they will go into the next round of this bracket. Very, very nicely done. Okay. Yeah, it takes like 3 minutes between every update that I make, but it does look like we are in a good spot here now with both streams ripping and roaring. Everybody is underway. We have Netherlands versus India. Alright, let's have a look. This match just started out of the second bracket here. We have, yeah, Netherlands versus India. Should be a good one. I just opened YouTube stream, working and live for me. Fantastic. Very, very good to see. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we will jump into our very first game that is streaming on... Wow. Interesting. That is streaming on all 2 platforms simultaneously. And we can actually watch from start to finish. React with your flags down below. Show your support if you're from Sweden. Or, of course, if you're hailing from the lands of India. Very excited to have you here today. as we get underway into this match, both of these teams going for very different strategies. I'm so glad I finally don't have to deal with configuration nonsense and whatnot. We can just actually focus on the match. But both of these teams do seem set on their starting positions here. Very interesting start schema here for the Indian team. Apparently we're going to be going for a little bit of a triple start. I wonder if we're going to boost out like a air lab and maybe like go for a heavy transport start, something like that. Like maybe we're planning to move a constructor or a commander or something across and like, yeah, I mean, I guess there's potential, right? Like, you could drop a commander over here, and it could basically walk the entire distance over to this, and suddenly you're in a pretty good spot. I'm really, really curious what we've cooked up here today. It's going to be a bot lab start. Okay. Are we planning to just walk forward with, like, beamer turrets? Is that what this is? Is this just, like, a beamer turret rush? Yeah, we got 2 constructors queued up here. I guess maybe the idea is, like, whoever goes into Navy doesn't really need a bot lab on land, so it doesn't really make sense for them to have one. We just instead go straight into build power and a laboratory for the land dwellers, or Evil Potato, just funneling energy into the system, building a bunch of these wind turbines, and just trying to contribute as much energy as possible. You can see sliders set all the way down here. All these teams are going to be setting their sliders down. It is technically the ideal way to play. It does look like that YouTube is up and running, though. And it does look like it's finally working out well. I'm getting all kinds of warnings about it, but I see a picture, and that's all that matters. As long as the picture is working, that's really all that matters. Alright. Low Kirkenshley, Evil Potato, also Low Kirkenshley, but now CJ Noob, as well as Coffee Conceder, going to be playing here on the red side as our Indian team. Oh my goodness. We are on, round 2, there we go. Okay, I want to double check. Round 2 of Nation Wars. Round 1 was over in a heartbeat, but we have Netherlands moving in here on the left-hand side, represented by Quaif, Reed Sweet, our Green Commander Zeeberg, and our Blue Com Heavy Water. All of the APM clan, except for the Purple Commander, going to be going ahead and moving forward here and trying desperately to claim more and more land right here. So a bit of an interesting difference in strategies, right? The red team going for this sort of early 1 bot lab start. It assures that they have way more units on the front lines simply by the fact that they have enough commanders boosting stuff out. Oh, look at this, though. Oh, the pawn's struggling so hard to shoot in the water. Yeah, you do not want to take a fight right there with bots. This is the reason why Navy is so powerful in this map, is there's this massive no man's land, and you can basically control the entire thing if you just build enough naval units. We're actually reclaiming the lab back here. Huh, okay. Not sure if the plan is to move the lab forward, or if the plan is to go into, like, bots or something and try and push things around. I'm really not sure. Red Commanders. Evil Potato and CJ Noob moving out right now, trying desperately to get things together. Is Poland playing? It's a great question. You can actually check that on the APM website. I'll have a quick look for you, though. They're in Group C here. And it looks like they put 1 point on the board, too. Poland won their game against the Northeastern Europe Coalition, which is a grouping of different areas from Northeastern Europe. We're actually with the Nation Wars actually does allow multiple. If your nation does not have enough to put together a team, but there are several smaller nations that want to collaborate together, kind of geographically, location-wise, similar area. Usually Nation Wars will allow those teams to form a coalition of sorts where they can cooperate together. It's good. It's good. It helps the whole community get a chance to play, which is really good. And, oh, okay. Yeah, we have a little construction boat trying to make its way across. Evil Potato does not finish the radar generator or radar tower. Oh, yeah, well, and fighters sweep in. Oh, can't set... You can't set the commander down in water. We can pick it up, but you can't set it down in the water, so the commander gets shot down easily by 2 planes. Oh my goodness, that is that's a hilarious rookie move. That's one of those things that is just like day 1 bars. You cannot set the commander down in the water. You gotta put it on one of the shorelines right here. CJ New moving out. No fighter support there, right? So those blue fighters just get free reign. Yeah, CJ Noob. Unless you can't... Oh, wow. Egg on my face. You can set it down in the water. We simply just chose not to. Well, that's also embarrassing, I guess. Okay, yeah, CJ Noob gonna be holding out. Now, what did we do with those transports? I swear I saw... Oh, yeah, we've got transports loaded up with con turrets. Is the idea to, like, constructor bomb the enemy? Like, we're just gonna drop, like, constructors and all sorts of stuff on the front lines right here and try and, like, hold them back with superior build power? I'm really not sure. Why is red team so much higher OS? Well, this is not a, it's not balanced conventionally. It's not balanced by swapping the teams. It's, you know, one nation puts together their best team and another puts together theirs. It's just like the Olympics, right? Think of it like what is it, Kenyan bobsledding and whatnot. You know, some nations put together a surprisingly strong team for what you otherwise would assume would be a very niche and unplayed sport. Trying to think of some other examples. There's always funny examples. That's why I love the Olympics. There's always new stuff that they're trying out. New games and events that are always fun. Personally, I'm a big snowboarder. Love snowboarding, and I love watching the snowboarding. They have one called, I believe it's called Tricking, if I'm not mistaken. I could have that name completely wrong, but basically there's a snowboarding competition that is literally, it's like a freestyle. You just do whatever you can going down the slope. There's a park with pipes and stuff, all kinds of fun stuff. It is super, super fun. Far and away my favorite. Are we on hold fire? Oh, we are on hold fire. Why don't we want to kill this commander? That feels like an easy move. Yeah, submarines could absolutely be whittling down this commander. Oh. Thank you very much for the follow. I do not know why those submarines did not want to kill that commander. And look at this. This front line is now completely ravaged. Ugh, was the commie strat worth it? Well, we do have T2 up and running. We're just trying to pump out as many of these T2 as possible. We have the T2 mexes starting up here. If you can get those T2 mexes going, it is going to be good. I'm just worried this frontline army is going to be unstoppable. Those thugs. That's a lot of anti-air, though. Yeah, I will say, this weird air start thing did force out a lot of anti-air here. If Loker Kenchily can hold off this front line with just a couple of killer D-guns, if we're paying attention... we're not paying attention. Oh, no. Oh, no. The flanking damage is going to go through the roof. Alright, well, you know what? That explosion killed a lot of those. Oh, we're going to blow up the commander and one of our hounds pretty much to death in order to eat it up for a little bit of metal. And you know what? I don't mind that at all, although I will say in a 4 versus 4, you only have 4 of those in total. So it is definitely a little bit risky. Fighter planes swooping in here to try and shoot down whatever they can. We need some anti-air. I cannot believe that the red team hasn't gone for any anti-air, despite their air-heavy start strategy here. Okay, commander in some trouble, now revealed. Destroyer going to be launching depth charges. Submarine not contributing here, though, unfortunately. Submarines do a massive burst of damage to commanders. It's like 9% damage per shot on one of those commanders. There we go. We will see those torpedoes. Oh, and with the flanking, too, from this depth charge launcher. Yeah, that is pretty brutal. Oh, you'd have a reclaim timer indicator. How fancy is that? Pink is winning this southern side quite handily, I will say. Yellow getting out there to build some mexes, though. I do appreciate that we're trying to keep it together. Green Commander has all the free reign in the world, though, to move across this channel in the midsection and push back. Okay. The question then becomes, can these Hounds do enough against the Navy? And I'll say that Navy is practically T2. Like, a T1 Navy is effectively the same as T2 bots. Like, they match up against each other. Well, no, radar here is brutal, too. Hound's doing, like, hilariously little damage to this destroyer as it just coasts on by. And that really is the benefit. Those destroyers are immense. Tons of bombers headed out now. Platypus light anti-air, not quite going to cut it. Shoots down one of those bombers. I guess that's nice. And we do have an Archangel now trying to fire away here, but it is far, far too little too late. Will the bombers be able to save the lab? It's a close one. Ooh, I think there's just barely enough to take out that laboratory in the end. It does fall down. Do we have any cons to rebuild here? Oh, I actually don't see any constructors. Oh, there's one. Okay, T1 constructor headed in. Obviously, we want to try and resurrect this base, if at all possible. These bombers are going to continue their rampage. Luckily, the mobile anti-air, though, can move over to try and deal with this to a degree. Coffee Conceder trying to build up some anti-air to try and contest all this, but no air forces up in the actual air. Blue Commander has been left far alone to their own devices to build up this bombing run and a big old air force, and well, that investment has certainly paid off at this point here. Well, bombs away on the Navy is huge as well. Softening up a tremendous amount of this Navy right now. Now that the laboratory's gone, these units are irreplaceable. Coffee Conceder cannot get an anti-air tower out yet. The Archangel trying desperately to be the savior here. It wants to come over and clear all this out, but it just cannot. Couple of platypus, so nice over here because, of course, they float above the water and thus cannot be targeted by these torpedo launchers. Which is really, really nice for clearing all of these out. We're going to actually scuttle all the boats. Yeah. That is a hard decision to make, but it is ultimately, I think, the correct one. The Blue Navy has pushed onto the shoreline, and the question then becomes, what do we do next? Hounds have all but disappeared right here. One lone anti-air turret. Not going to cut it. Yeah, we do have some fighters in the air, finally, to shoot down some of these bombers. And I think this is effectively over for the red team. We need a Hail Mary play here. We basically need a endgame solution. There's two options. You can effectively go for a T2 air lab and go for like comm snipes, for instance. We are actually unable to produce enough energy to fund everything. Yeah, we need at least an energy storage or something. Advanced solar panels, anything here. So much metal on the red side. No way to spend it. All of them overflowing right now. Look at how much metal is in their bank. See, that's that T2 economy, but they don't have the energy to actually spend any of that metal, let alone any labs anywhere. Literally, the only lab producing in this game right now is this T1 bot lab producing the res bots here. Oh, no. At least some metal storage comes up. We are starting solar panels, which is another good way of spending that metal. Just anything to get it up and running. And now the blue team, well, yeah, now the blue team can leisurely expand. They have all the comfort, all the time in the world to just slowly expand outwards here. We do have that T2 constructor making its way around to build those mexes. I will say, the one saving grace here for the red team is, of course, the fact that they have managed to get these T2 mexes up and running. I mean, even just these 3 T2 mexes, let alone this one over here, have helped keep their economy afloat, right? Because they have a fourth of the space, but they have 4x the metal production, so it basically maths out properly. Quaif is going for a little bit of a move here. We are starting up a bot lab and sending those forward. We have a couple of platypus to intercept, and I do quite like that, actually. I think platypus make a lot of sense here. They're mobile, they do a decent amount of damage, they have enough range to actually contest these grunts here. LLT's coming up to try and defend. Quaif managing 2 commanders simultaneously here. Yeah, it's a lot of metal to reclaim. Definitely need to get our hands on that. We've gone for a mammoth, which is kind of interesting to me. I feel like if it's worth going for a mammoth, it's worth asking your air player for a heavy transport, just so you can pick the thing up and go put it anywhere useful. This mammoth won't be to the front line for another 12 centuries. We will check back in with you when we're all 20 years older, and when the mammoth has finally arrived at the front line. I'm glad to see the solar spam. At least we're using that metal on something. I feel like we may as well start up a block of advanced solars here if we're just going to be dropping solar panels. Wind speed is pretty tremendous on this map. This UI get changed a little bit? Yeah, it's a little slanted now, isn't it? That's nice and sleek. That's looking real modern. Kind of clashes with the square here, but other than that, I mean, you just shift that over. Everything in here, you just move over half a pixel. Yeah, you're pretty good. Red team, by the way, down to a single commander. It's the yellow commander holding out in the middle. CJ Noob, trying desperately to hold on. The red team does not want to fall out of the group bracket here. Hounds mismicroed right now by the yellow commander. No idea why the yellow commander is microing hounds on this northern side. Glad to see, yep, those platypus. Archangel and platypus holding on here, so the shuriken will not find much purchase. I feel like we do just go mass platypus. I feel like mass platypus does actually work. I think it kills literally everything here. If we can kill both these commanders, though, it's not a terrible spot. Like, this is an easy... This basically pays for your fusion reactor, or it pays for, you know, it's some other big tech purchase. Platypus, also very multi-dimensional on this map. they have a lot of value across a lot of different surfaces just for the fact that they can travel in the water, meaning they can attack from really weird angles, right? They can pop into the water, do a bunch of damage, pop out of the water, etc., etc. Now they're going to move in on this LLT. They do a ton of damage. Platypus are easy to underestimate because they are just a T2 bot, and they're not really, you know, most amphibious units are not very impressive. Do not be fooled by the humble platypus. Meanwhile, big old investment in air over on this side. Blue Commander just leisurely scaling up to T2. We've got now the blue team leading by a massive margin as all of their equipment does go up towards T2. We have the AGO planned up. We're even starting an anti-nuke. Red team nowhere near ready for a nuke, but I suppose it's one of those plays that you could go for if you really thought you had a chance. Oh, little scuttlebug. Might be the hero that we need. I think we were hoping there was a geothermal right here, but the orange commander decided not to go for that geothermal. Oh, we've spotted it, though. At the very least, we have spotted it. Oh, it's a dangerous dance. Nice self-D right there. Does catch the T2 constructor. Was it the main target? No, I think we were hoping to land this on the T2 lab, but it's been nicely surrounded by a whole bunch of junk, meaning that it's very, very difficult to sneak anything in there. All things considered, probably the best catch we were going to find. Love to see those tools, though. Mammoth, by the way. Let's have a little Mammoth progress check. Yeah. We've almost seen the enemy. That's 2,200 metal in transport. On the way, as they say. AGO right next to the base is a primed bombing target. Luckily, lots of air fighters around over here, but there's no reason we couldn't go for some sort of a cheeky run-by. Platypus, of course, again, amphibious means they can walk down into the water, kind of pop up into weird angles. For instance, I'm going to back the camera all the way off here just to describe strategically what I'm thinking. But for instance, these platypus could move around on this northern slope and then into the base in this sort of a fashion. If they did, I think they'd be in a really, really good spot. However, that's about 5 minutes ago. The platypus and the fiends are now cordoning off that section, trying to block off any run-by potentials right here. Hounds on the coast. Doing a decent job, actually, firing away into the distance. Do we have a radar? Oh, yeah, there we go. We do have a radar bot providing some vision. When you don't have the resources to expend on vision, I feel like you may as well go for a pinpointer. Like, at least one pinpointer. Technically speaking, you need 3 pinpointers to be 99% accurate. But 1 pinpointer to increase your accuracy by about 40% is not bad either. You get the most value out of the first pinpointer, and a little less from the second, and the least from the third. It all adds up to about perfect accuracy once you have 3 pinpointers, and then it basically falls off after that. But 1 pinpointer is still super, super useful. It increases the accuracy of your units a lot, and especially for something like a bunch of hounds. It matters. All those hounds being shuffled back towards the front line over here. Sharpshooter up on the hills. Love that move. Sharpshooter up in the hillside. That's their American sniper right there. Look at that. Or should I say that's the Indian sniper. That's the new movie coming out this summer. It'll be a one-for-one recreation of American Sniper, just in Indian. Indian actor. Just all Indian. All Indian actors. Dub it in Hindu or something. I know there's like a ton of different languages that they speak over in India, so forgive me if I don't know the right one. I'm sure there's a dialect or something that's like very specific that I have absolutely no qualification to be talking on. Oh man. I really do appreciate the sharpshooter up here, though, because it is actually genuinely one of the few things that can shoot a mammoth and do anything. And for what it's worth, they've done something. They managed to bring down one of those mammoths, and the second and third one should actually be kind of scared. As long as there's vision here, and there is, as long as there's vision here, the mammoths will have trouble pushing into these sharpshooters. Sharps, of course, wasting a lot of their efforts here on hounds, or not hounds, pardon me, on grunts. Not ideal. Typically, this is why you want to throw a handful of welders out in front. We are getting into those welders eventually, by the way. One hero grunt has managed to make it past. Look at that. Grunt with a gold star chevron. These T1 fighters moving their way around all the time. You know what? I mean, even the hounds, when they have vision, can actually shoot away at those mammoths. The sharpshooters just do a bigger burst of damage, but the hounds do a more consistent burst of damage. Or I should say they can fire more frequently, so they can distribute that burst of damage. Love to see these, by the way. A couple of butlers moving out to grab the reclaim here, trying to eat up as much of this metal as possible. Keep that base well funded. Make sure there's always units to defend this northern side, which is constantly under siege. It's worth dedicating 8 or so hounds to clearing out this right-hand side. Just making sure that there's constantly something we can do about the insurgents over here. If Red wants to get back into this game, they need to push back the blue forces on their coastline right here. And it's only going to work if you take out both the commanders. Not to mention all these navies. A couple of those longbow missile cruisers. Pardon me, messenger missile cruisers firing away. Oh, the red team throws in the towel. It was a hard-fought battle right there. A really, really well, hard-fought battle. But at the end of the day, they just couldn't keep it together. Too many run-bys happening all over the place, and I think the doubled Navy win really sealed the deal right there. And it does mean that Netherlands goes on in round 2. They will make it past round 2 into the qualifiers. Next up, we do have a Italy versus a Noah Singa. Oh, and we have Australia. Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. All right, I think we'll check out the Australia game. Let's see how the Aussie team is doing. We'll also get a chance to take a look at a different map for a little bit. I believe this is Dig Site. We'll be having a look at today. While this is loading, we can actually switch over. We can have a look at the map pool. Yeah, Dig Site here on the left-hand side there. You can see Dig Site, a very violet-purple map. Going to be... Oh, there we go. Sorry, a little jarring watching that transition. Dig Site going to be a, yeah, very, very purple map indeed. These alien fir trees that are 250 feet tall and apparently made out of bismuth or something. Glowing effervescently in the wind. It's kind of beautiful from down here, isn't it? Look at the flora of this planet. Just wonderful. Reminds me of the truffula trees. The one and only ingredient of the very, very popular, very famous Thanid. It's something that I know all of us need. 10.5 metal extractor in the middle, by the way. Nicely pointed out here by Shakti. I believe this is India 2, right? Yeah, India 2 versus Australia. And looks to be a pretty balanced match, actually, I would say, relative to what we've seen here today. Avenger K certainly standing out, and a commander that, in my mind, is pretty top tier. But other than that, pretty even match. Oh, okay. A little bit of a DC or some such. Looks like we are just going to restart it here, which is great, because it means we get to watch it from the very start. That's all that really matters, is we get to watch it from the very start. And I think we are ready to start up these matches. And I believe there are 4 rounds in this first day. Yeah, 4 rounds indeed. And we are currently on round 2 right here. Checking out the match between India 2 and Australia. Do we actually even have the... Oh yeah, there it is. Wow, the APM website is very, very impressive. Love the way that this all works out here. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Video description still says Alpha Cup. Aren't you astute? Paying attention to our video descriptions. Yeah, fine, I'll change it. Come join in and cheer on your home country in Bar Nation Wars. I could spell nation. There we go. All right. I'll update it for the heckler in the back, who's actually paying attention. We had a lot of technical difficulties this morning, and solving the improperly named stream was actually pretty low on my list. Clearly, you can tell. Only the most professional of put together streams here. Thank you. I see the Aussies in the chat, but I'm pretty surprised we don't have anybody else. Certainly thought there would be a lot more cheering going on. I think we saw some Netherlands, and I think there were some Swedes in the chat as well. It is pretty awesome to see people coming out, supporting their team. Spawning on the northeastern side here is the blue team. Avenger K, Garen, Black Vortex, and Silver Sun. Or Silver Sun. Going to be playing here as the blue team from Australia. Spawning on the southwestern side, doing a little commie build here. It's going to be the Indian team led by Shakti, and, well, actually led by Sunless. Really messing with my default bar senses that the blue and red commander will be the top of their teams. As, yeah, Shakti here with 24 open skill, but Sunless actually with 27, as we just do a little bit of a wind turbine boost here, apparently, from the yellow commander. We also have a little commie start from Shakti and Grand Duke, who are trying to get a T1 lab up and running. We're going to send those constructors around. This is a super high metal map. You can see we have these 2.2 metal extractors, and there's quite a lot of them per commander. There's also loads of weird little run-bys on this map. Run-by pathways, I mean. It means that a lot of this map boils down to being very, very map-aware. And I don't know how much these teams have practiced this map specifically. It is a little bit newer to the pool. Oh, that's good to know. The bracket is not up to date. The bracket is not up to date. Okay, hold on. Let me get you something. Let me get you something a little better then. What I'm gonna have sent out to everybody is the Bar Nation Wars APM website. So that's where you can actually go. You can check that out. That has the bracket on it, the actual bracket, that also has the different teams that are going to be playing against each other. It also says who's on each team. If you'd like to check it out, go ahead and give that a look. Promise it's not a spam link. Or is it? Testing everybody's cybersecurity here. Gotta stay on your toes. Can you really trust Streamer Man? You can trust me this time, it's alright. Just this once, though, okay? Rocketbot's coming out. Lovely little run around right here, as we do actually have Black Vortex sneaking a couple of these grunts past. Like I said, there's so many weird little run-by paths on this map that it is nearly impossible to actually keep track of all of them. There's this one over here on the right-hand side. There's this one over on the left-hand side. I say that like professional RTS gamers haven't been multitasking, you know, 5, 10, 20 different things all at once, all the time, for the last 20 years. That's, yeah. Anyway. Black Vortex sending a couple of grunts through. I feel like as bar players, we're not really used to it. We're used to our very neat little lines. You pay attention to your front line and your line. And that's kind of it. Oh, okay. Grunts, I suppose, have just run out of actions. They've expended their allotted action per minute quota. Lovely little constructor moving on over here, trying to grab these mexes. Looks like it has plans to build an LLT, but I think we probably should just dive on these mexes as quick as possible. Northern side largely uncontested right here. I am glad to see Minakawa is going to be moving in to try and hold down this little ramp right here. This ramp is dangerous because it does lead over to the midsection of the map where you can hit the well, what is the Orange Commander's position, but just basically right in the middle of the map, from behind, which means that a coordinated attack from the Blue and Cyan Commander could effectively pincer maneuver Grand Duke without even really realizing it. That's why I would like to see a lot more pressure on this northern side from Minakawa, who is trying to get heavier artillery out on the field. We have some thugs and or what are they called? Aggravators making their way out. Likewise here, though. Sunless, not aggressive to push out on the map here yet. Doesn't really want to risk it if we don't know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. So complicated having to fight on the low ground and the high ground simultaneously. This is a gigantic push right here, though, for Minakawa. Or rather, against Minakawa. Pawns encircling that pink commander, and they do manage to bring it down. Red was trying to send some reinforcements. Not gonna happen. Nice little run by over here, though. LLT and a handful of rocket bots not quite gonna be enough to stop this many pawns. Barreling towards the blue facility. You know what? I mean, it was kind of close, actually. It did end up being kind of close here. Blue base is in a lot of trouble, though. That solar panel goes down, and that's a lot of the consistent production falling. Mexes also go down, and yeah, the blue commander is actually in a pretty rough way. A lot of mexes moved forward here, but without the build power in the back. Oh, the one constructor survives with 1% HP. Otherwise, that would have been a perfect run by right there. Red rocket bots moving in. Thugs on the high ground, super dangerous. They get a decent sized boost in range just from standing up there and firing downwards. Just because their plasma projectile has more time to fall before it hits the ground. Meaning it can go longer. Oh, Black Vortex in trouble. Look at the sneaky air transition come out here. Oh, nice. Oh, we tried a D-gun. Oh, I love it. Oh, we're trying to send the D-guns up into the air, but they just can't quite reach those gunships up in the sky. Oh, there's just no way. Oh, it's so close. When those gunships group up like that, if you can manage to connect the D-gun, it is fantastic. But obviously, there's no way to target the D-gun up into the air. It's just kind of, nah. You gotta land the D-gun on a unit that's moving, which is basically doesn't work for a D-gun. Maybe there needs to be a button you can hold. A key combo where you press it and the D-gun, instead of firing flat to the ground, will aim your commander up towards the air level, wherever you're clicking. I'm sure a talented programmer can figure that out. These Banshees are doing good work, though. Yeah, Constructor goes down. Anti-air will fall next here. Banshees making a stunning showing today. There they go. Whittling apart that T1 base right there. We self-D the anti-air. Okay. Not sure what that was about. Maybe we meant to self-D the base? I'm not sure. I do not know. Yellow forces have run on by, though. Twin Guard trying to fire away here. Big old fight up on this northern side here, too, as we have the aggravators versus the thugs. Centurions just making their way up the cliffside here. Brute forcing their way forward, ironically. Usually a Cortex maneuver, but in this case, it's just the Meatball Brigade. And there's quite a lot of them here. Banshee's headed in towards Avenger K, who has a little bit of anti-air set up, but the thing about Banshees is they can just kill anti-air. Yeah. Yeah, any anti-air a commander can make, Banshees practically can kill. Cons being sniped there is really, really nice. Anti-air is finally moving down from the green commander, that mobile anti-air. Oh, if that commander goes down, it could be huge. We don't exactly know where it's standing, but the ricochet, or not the ricochet, but the inaccuracy occasionally is hitting that. Yeah, I don't think the red commander wants to waste too much resources trying to target a commander that cannot be targeted, though. Can't help but wonder if targeting down the anti-air would be a better move, and then simply blasting away at this army for a little while. Banshees hold a weird place in that they can effectively win you. They can win the air superiority even when the anti-air is based on the ground. Effectively, they can clear out the ground. Because in the T1 era, T1 anti-air is not astonishingly powerful. Ooh, green base wide open. Well, I say wide open. We do actually have anti-air in the base. The blue team, in the strangest kind of way, is now all of a sudden extremely resistant to bombing. Because so much anti-air was built up here to protect all these commanders from those gunships, suddenly bombers are going to struggle really hard to actually find much purchase here against blue. So I'm curious if we're going to try and do that, or if we're just going to pivot into something a little bit more aggressive on the ground. Doesn't even really matter. The red team pulling ahead with a massive lead here. India does manage to gain a what are we looking at? Yeah, 28%, upwards of 30% metal advantage, which is huge. Even more when reclaiming, of course. Ooh, do we have any target firing? With some really slick target firing, you can make a pretty good situation out of a decent fight. It really is just a numbers game, though, and there's so many more numbers here for the blue commander than there is for the red, or the pink, rather. T2 forces coming out here. Hound's going to be on their way. Yeah, I'm not particularly loving the Hounds against the pawns here. Twin Guard's putting in work, though, I will say. Little run by a blue pawns. Now eating away at the wind turbines is really, really nice. And eventually, it does all go down. Self-D on the laboratory, I don't think that even will complete. Maybe. Nope. Gets denied. The metal will go back to the blue army, and you will appreciate it. Avenger K actually moving forward with the commander at this point. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, those Centurion have had a grand old time ripping through the entire purple base. They now are targeting towards the green. There's enough forces here, I think, to push them back. Lots and lots of maces, but they're kind of being, and I mean this in the slowest sense possible, outran by the Centurion. We just bypassed them entirely, so I guess in a way we've done a run by. It's like watching two semi-trucks race. You just never know which one's going to shift into second gear first. First one to break 10 miles per hour usually is the winner. That's what watching Centurions race maces feels like. Slowest battle of all time. The rocket volleys are pretty dangerous here. We've certainly hit that critical threshold here where there's enough rocket bots to start blasting down these units in 1 or 2 volleys. Or rather, you can blast down multiple units in 1 volley. It's a very powerful place to be. I clicked link and now have virus. You're welcome. You will have a virus after clicking that link, but it is the bar virus. It commits you to a life of beyond all reason. Purple Commander actually set up a nice little fortified zone on the southern side. Kind of a bummer we didn't get to see this developed. I would love to see this con put back to work here. Maybe grab one of these mexes. I feel like there's definitely room here for Purple to keep playing. Yellow now pushing in. Silver Sand. 3 of 3 commanders down to 2. Wind speed is gigantic right now, by the way. I feel like we should probably just hand over this commander to the purple, or the pink commander. Just let them rebuild their base while the hounds go across the map and manage to clean all this up. Look at how powerful this T2 is. Really, that push looked completely unstoppable. And all of a sudden, the T2 making it look like it didn't even matter at all. Avenger Cade and Gurren standing right next to each other. Oh no! Oh my goodness, both of the last 2 commanders for the blue team standing right next to each other on the front line. I'm not going to say the blue team is in a great position here regardless. But still, putting your 2 last commanders right next to each other, I guess it's good to go in a friend's arms. Yeah, if I were a commander, I'd want to go down. I'd want to fall over in a friendly commander's embrace as well. I guess we probably all. How do you get those stats in the top right? That's called spectator vision. It's another widget you can enable in the settings. That's nothing special. Now, I do believe USA versus Sweden is happening. All right. One more game. We are actually we got time. Yeah, we're fine. 14 minutes in. I will say, a cold place I'm super excited to see, because this is one of the few maps that I feel like we have a really, really good shot of seeing proper T3 on. Like, actual proper T3, you know, fusions, maybe even an APHIS if you're really, really excited, and, you know, you've got an extra 9k laying around. There's a bit of a saying going on in the bar world that is, pros don't APHIS, and I think it really is true. The APHIS is such a massive expenditure. Alright, we're zipping through this match in super speed right here. Huck and Goopy moving on the northern side. We have Akumar 6 playing Navy in the midsection here. And we have Stud, otherwise known as Legion Abuse. BM Legion Abuse. Okay. Don't abuse Legion. Legion doesn't deserve it. Abuse people with Legion. That's deserved. Banshee gunships apparently went across, doing a bunch of damage, popping those metal extractors and wind turbines and whatnot. Yeah, look at that. They're like pesky little bees fluttering around and destroying things. Grunts taking down the orange facility. More Banshees popping these bases over here. Anti-air eventually manages to bring them down. Now the bombers come in, take out the red facility. That's brilliant too. Those Stormbringer bombers doing a fantastic job. They need to be retargeted, but otherwise, a fantastic job. Anti-air does eventually shoot most of those down, but look at all these grunts that have just been running around in the hills. One of the funniest things about this map is that this entire back area is completely traversable to bots, completely inaccessible to vehicles. So even though vehicles are super powerful on the flat terrain right here, as soon as you move up into these hills, the pawns and the grunts and all that have a killer advantage. And yeah, I can't believe it, but Team USA manages to take the victory. Brilliantly done right there. gotta say. Loving my home team advantage. Nicely done, boys. Putting on a good show for us today. That match happened in super speed for us because we were catching up. But USA manages to take it over Sweden. Russia versus France. No, I believe that's part of Group 3. Round 2, Round 3. Oh, there's a lot of rounds. Oh, there's way more rounds than I thought. Oh, okay. I thought there was 4 rounds. I was like, wow, this tournament's going to be over quick. We budgeted 4 hours, and apparently it's only going to take 1. That was US versus Sweden. France versus Russia is... yeah, that's round 4 as well. Another cold place battle. Very excited to see. Cold Place is one of the very first matches that I ever casted here on the official channels when I was just a wee lad casting Beyond All Reason. It was one of the very first matches I remember ever casting that ever had T3 on it. And ever since then I've thought of this as the map where T3 is possible. It is very difficult though. This map requires a tremendous amount of micro and overall just a lot of map knowledge because any amount of run-bys up and into these hills and into your backline is just going to be lethal every single time. Wow, huge breakaway of these medium tanks as well. This is an unfortunate situation right here. Hounds trying to clean this up. Hounds and Grunts, kind of an odd combo. Oh no, pardon me, Hounds and Platypus. I saw the laser beams and automatically thought it was Grunts, but it's the Armada Grunt, the Platypus. Sending a con all around to rebuild these, or to grab these mexes. I feel like it's worth sending the Butler to just go build the T1 mexes. Yeah, and the time it's going to take, I feel like it is actually worth it. Now, you might not think it, but Platypus actually can completely easily go toe-to-toe against a proper T1 Navy. With their surround, because you can get so many of them on the field and with a proper surround, they actually will blast down T1 naval units really nicely. As you can see them chewing through this destroyer's hull very effectively. Hound's backing off really nicely right here. It's a great engagement for the Cyan commander. Limiting the damage that those fast-moving units can do by kiting backwards. Always a good idea. Really surprised, though, to see that we have not seen any units trying to make advantage of that giant run-by potential up in those hillsides. Oh, Hounds might be overextended here. Certainly feels like it. Blitzes, the heroes of modern bar, have managed to crack this Hound line. Oh, they grouped up, though. They grouped up and everything went wrong. Yeah, you don't want to group them up. They're too lightweight to be grouped up and take any amount of AoE damage. It's just too inefficient. Beamer turrets and even an HLT set up on that northern side. Green still on T1 tech, though. Lost a whole bunch of metal extractors, so we're still just trying to get back into that game. Meanwhile, the Orange Commander has had a massive amount of these T1 metal extractors, just pumping out metal left, right, and center. Rather than tech, we've gone into a bombing attempt here. We do have a T2 constructor going around to build those T2 mexes, a couple of them actually, but after the T2 transition, we're just going into this big bombing run. Cannibal here, responsible for upgrading the entirety of the the red team's metal extractors. We've got 2 constructors, and it's going to do all the metal extractors, I guess. Ooh, okay. Commander is revealed. Hounds, of course, will lay on the smoke, and it will not be long before Cannibal is blown to bits. And indeed, probably cannibalized, yeah. Now, the Navy has been thoroughly won right here by the Orange Commander. But again, those platypus are really strong. It doesn't feel like it, because we're very used to Navy firing these big bursts of damage, and half the time they miss. The platypus is a much more consistent type of damage dealer. Well, speaking of a consistent damage dealer, here come the bombers. Bombs away from these T1 bombers, right on top of that AGO. We don't get it on the first pass. Oh, don't tell me. More bombers coming in. Oh, I don't think we need all these. Yeah, I don't think we need all these bombers. It's still pretty low. Boom goes the AGO. Oh no, that's devastating from the blue backline. All of a sudden they lose so much of the metal in the backline here. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of... No, pardon me. Thousands and thousands of metal going down every single second. Not hundreds of thousands. We haven't quite gotten there yet. That is brutal. Yeah. Immort losing basically all of the production on the backline. The T2 lab is still up and running, and I guess that's really nice. And Platypus kinda can shoot this down. Oh, there's another bomber wave coming back in. Oh, we had excess bombers stored in the backline. Never mind. Not a chance. These bombers are going to connect. They managed to take down literally everything, including that T2 laboratory. No T2 anti-air at all. And all of a sudden, despite a very, very nice push on this front line... Ooh, bombs away. Yep, nice. Bombs away right there on those res bots. Actually does deny the resurrect right here. Complete air superiority. Immort has called the resign vote. Almost lost all the units to a bombing run right here. You know what? We're going to lose it all to a self-destruct. Yeah, the blue team throws in the towel. Wow. Cannot believe that. Very, very nicely done. These two teams fighting it out, but in the end, red manages to take the win. All right. Have a look at the graphs right there. I feel like we haven't looked at the graphs for any of these. Yeah, look at that scaling for Immort. But unfortunately, the bombers are just too good. Yeah. Those T1 Cortex bombers are very, very powerful. Did Finland step in here? Huh. Interesting. Not sure what happened there. Anyway, let's see what else is up here. Oh, we have the Arabic Coalition versus Germany 2. 8 minutes into a game right here. Let's see if this one has completely gone out the window, if we're going to get a nice long one. All of these teams blitzing through their matches here today. US and Russia also battling it out. Oh, that's a match I would like to see. Hold on, we might pivot. We might make our first strategic pivot of the day. US versus Russia. It looks like they might be taking a little intermission. Yeah. I think that game is still on hold right here. I had a little commander trade down on the southern side apparently. Both these commanders dying in the water in each other's loving embrace. 'Tis good that in the end I saw the face of a friend, not an enemy. That's what these two commanders were thinking. Now they're lying face. Oh, that looks nice and ominous. The, like, pitch black water. Oh, yeah. Anywho. Oh, my goodness. I'm making up too much of a story. These commanders probably bitterly hated each other. Diapolitically opposed or something. I don't know. Hashish. Holding out on this northern side. Is it like hashish or hashish? My Western mind cannot comprehend how this actually is intended to be pronounced. Red commander, or orange commander rather, falling on this northern side to a bunch of Janus. That's not something we haven't seen before. But yeah, this is just the group stage here. It does appear, though, that the German team has got a massive advantage on nothing but the fundamentals here. We've just taken better fights. We've resurrected and reclaimed. And yeah, it looks like the, what was it again? Pardon me, Arabic coalition is knocked out by the, or not knocked out, but rather is put a point on the board for the Germany 2 team, led by Czar XT4. Again, this is one of those reasons where, you know, this tournament is not balanced around OS. It is balanced around, where you live or who you play for. So sometimes we do get some of these teams playing against each other that clearly have have less than equal amounts of experience. Maybe playing together, maybe playing normally. And I do agree. Unclaiming the AGO might have been a banger move. Unfortunate to see that go down so low and then not be reclaimed. Little fundamentals like that can sometimes really be the difference. Little bomber already across the map here. Blossom going for a very, very cheeky early bombing run. We've seen a lot of gunships today, but we haven't seen this sort of a thing. But yeah, there we go. Wind turbine, solar panel, metal extractor, whirlwind bomber manages to take all three out in one little run. Well, that's an interesting little bit of micro. We're doing a little like, bomber micro stepping. Look at that. Yeah, we're stopping it to cluster the bombs together. Oh, look at that. Blossom showing off some fancy tech. Very, very cute. So I believe what we're doing is we drop the bombs, we attack move, and then we stop. We hit the S key to stop the unit from moving. And it means that all the bombs are released while the bomber is decelerating, effectively meaning they all get dropped in the exact same place. This bomber, though, has gotten so much value. Look at this army of grunts moving in here. Blue Commander has certainly found the value. No build power or anything on the orange facility, so there just wasn't any units to fight this. Obelisk in tons of trouble on the front line here now. Who's playing again in this one? Austria versus Germany. Okay, got it. Austria here, yeah, in red. Germany playing as blue. Bombs away onto the commander. Ticks in your base. Nightmare fuel, if there ever was one in Beyond All Reason. And it looks like, no, I was going to say this run by gets cleaned up, but most of these grunts are still actually kicking in the backline, and red is still in a ton of trouble. Yeah. This is not looking good for the Austrian team. They are holding out hope that their last savior, the yellow commander, going for a Twin Guard in-base expansion, will be able to help them. But unfortunately, I feel the answer may not lie in yellow. Miraculix. Unfortunately, I think your time is short. I want to see that bomber micro again. It was so slick. Close. GG. Oh, there we go. Blossom. Yep, connected with the commander again. At least the AoE damage. Oh, look at these two teams sharing their GGs. That's so sentimental. I love when bar comes down to solid GG work. Oh. Yeah, typically if you want to kill a commander with bombers, you just click on it. You want the bombers to kind of come at it from all sorts of different angles, so it's really impossible to dodge the bombs on average. Yeah. Anywho. Pink commander. Spiles or Spieles? Not entirely sure. Oh, we want to try and degun it. Can we degun over the commander right there? No, we're eating each other's degun. Oh, yeah. Did we kill the plane but not the lab? There we go. Okay. Spiles loses it all. Not sure at all how to pronounce this name, but we'll go with Spiles. It might be Spieles or something like that. I don't even know. I don't even know. What I can say though is that this game is over. Germany 2, I do believe this is Germany 2. No, Germany 1, pardon me, does take their win in this round 5 match. And that does mean that I think we are ready. For our next commentator to join us. Floria, would you like to hop on in and join us here, sir? I gotta start... Well, Floria will be in any moment here. Anywho, we will continue to watch some of these games. Are there any... I'm trying to remember if there's any teams we haven't seen yet. Some of these games just look like an absolute strategic slaughter. This game does look like it's pretty good. Yeah, not a bad looking stack of players here at all. GG. GG is called. You gotta respect the GGs. They hit you with that GG well played. That we are all brothers in the end. Or at least that's what it feels like when they hit you with that GG well played. Anywho. Who are our teams here today again? Hungary versus a Noah Singa coalition. Battling it out on the front line right here. XMF actually in a little bit of trouble. Blue pushing in from this right-hand side, and Mako of the Cookie Clan. And a little bit of trouble. Just because of the sheer volume of rocket bots that Pyrobo does have up and running. You can see that flying Rocketeer right there? That's a Rocket Man if ever I did see one. Little battle going on this northern side. Little rocket bot and Centurion skirmish. Zooming all the way out here, though, this is a pretty even stalemate. You can see the red and orange commanders both contributing on the northern side, but orange has gone very, very aggressively into a T2 vehicle lab. So we're hoping to get these T2 vehicles on the field as quickly as possible. Obviously, we need those T2 mexes because these are so expensive. But just one of these bulls might just be all it takes to hold back this front line. It does a ton of AoE damage. It has a ton of HP to actually get in there and brawl with these units. So much friendly fire damage here, too. Did you guys see that? That entire army evaporated because they all shot each other in the back. Check your fire with the rockets, lads. Easier said than done, I have to imagine. Cannot be easier. Your entire existence is to lug around a big rocket launcher on your forehead or strapped to your left arm. Rocketeers really don't use their shield like you would assume they should. They also look so goofy with those big old ankles. There's that bull. Noticeable tone change as those bulls come out here, and all of a sudden the T1 units just evaporate. Pyrobo in a lot of trouble, too. Not apparently aware of that T2 transition going on, and gets caught a little bit off guard. Boom. Down goes the commander. Alright, nicely done. We did have a bunch of bombers coming across as well. They find much value? Sure doesn't seem like it. What are we targeting? I feel like this is a perfect little target right here. I guess we're going to target the one base on the entire blue team that actually made any anti-air. Okay. Well, anyway. The first pink commander went down, so I guess we're doubling down. Repair command on the bull is really, really nice here, though. A couple of Mauser to reach out and fire as well. Super good. Means it's going to be really, really hard for this T1 army to push in here. Torta DJ. The sandwich DJ. Yeah. They fall. An unfortunate death. Love that name. Love everything about that name. Love all of it. And they do go down, unfortunately. Bull trying to push forward here. There's a couple of beamer turrets. Should be light work, though, for the Mauser to chip through. We just need to see those move forward ever so slightly here. Utsuho Ryuju. Ryuji? Utsuho Ryuji. Yeah, we're going to go with that. We're going to just pretend that even made sense. Pushing quite nicely right here. Ah, yeah, these T2 vehicles seem to have made all the difference. Look at these bulls all over the place. The Mauser also firing away and doing a ton of damage. It really does just come down to who can make the best advantage of that. No way. Did we really just throw this commander away on the southern? It didn't even occur to me that we would throw this commander away. How did this happen? How did... Oh no. Why? Why did that commander go down? This bull is shooting itself to death. Oh, yeah. No, it's tough. It's really tricky. A little bit of a lag spike there. This bull shoots its own toes off. Love the repair command, though. Bulls are highly repairable. They have a ton of HP. Their build cost is pretty high, so they're not as you know, quote-unquote, repairable as some other units. Things like Centurion, for instance. But for their cost, they are extremely efficient to repair because you get a lot of HP back for them. Vazos, one of two remaining commanders right here. Ooh, D-Gun does not quite connect with the bull. Yeah, we need to keep a wide range. You cannot afford to lose these bulls. Nearly 1,000 metal for every single one of these heavy T2 tanks. Down goes the green commander. I think our value has well been secured. Bombers are finally taking out some more strategic assets. We are finally turning our bombing tail towards the green base. Bombs away on the main facility. The blue team calls the resign vote as there's literally nothing left to hold them in. And this game does eventually draw to a conclusion. Nicely done right here, I will say. Alright. Now, I think, Florio, are you with us here, sir? I can see.
Hello, hello.
There we are.
I'm here.
Yeah, beautiful. Welcome back, sir. Glad to have you. Will you be joining me today on
Nice
this?
games so far.
Yes, very nice games, I would say. Some wonderful showings from a lot of these teams.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Even some of the teams with a big disparity in OS seeming to still put up a good fight at least.
Yeah, they're having a couple of upsets. I think there was yeah, I feel like there's been a couple of those so far, and with a tournament like this, you get that kind of thing where there's so many different teams across so many different areas that are all, maybe they're the highest open skill, but they have some sort of cheeky strategy that we haven't seen before that they've been practicing, and it can definitely catch some of these other teams that are high OS and maybe haven't practiced as hard a little bit off
Yeah,
guard. It
yeah.
seems like.
I think that's one of the unique things about Nation Wars, why I enjoy it as well. It's a bit different teams to what you might normally see because they're paired up by the nations. They're mixed skills, or there's a lot more variety going on compared to what you'd see in the normal tournaments.
It's really fun to see. Now, as you're joining us, and I've had all morning to enjoy some of these games, would you like to choose the next one that we spectate, sir?
Ooh, what are the options?
Let's
Far
see
away.
here. We've got Eastern Europe versus Poland, Northeastern Europe Coalition versus India. We have Sweden versus France, and USA versus Russia appear to be all the ongoing games. Um, or we could wait for another one to start if you'd like.
We can jump straight into an ongoing game. I'm easy. Yeah, I can go in.
Which one do you think you
Uh,
prefer?
Trying to get up the bracket just to see the players, see what we got going on.
Let's
Is
see.
there any that's what's the most recently started one, just so we can sort of get one from the start rather than joining in a bit later?
You know what? It looks like Italy versus Germany 1 just started right now. Why don't
Yeah,
we
let's
jump into
jump in
that
there.
one? There we go. And it's on Cold Place too. What are your thoughts on the map pulled so far?
I think it's a really good map pool. Like Cold Place, for example. I think, well, personally, I really enjoy it.
I do too.
It's a
I do
nice
too.
variety map. It's still quite high metal as well, so there's still a lot of things that can go on. And obviously, you've got the economy as well. That's good. So it's nice to see a variety of plays and yeah, see what people can do.
It definitely feels like with the 4v4 format. That's a tongue twister. You can really get a much more diverse range of maps in a lot of these games where, like the 1v1s, you're kind of really limited to either playing 1v1 maps or as like a joke, you can play some of the big like 8v8 maps or something. But 4v4, you really can kind of squeeze into some of the smaller maps, and you can kind of extend yourself into those bigger maps for like a big, like a macro style
Yeah,
of game kind of thing.
absolutely. I
Which
think one
is
of the
kind of cool.
reasons is like that's one of the reasons it's become quite popular is you've got the whole variety of gameplay. The early games in 4v4s on a lot of maps can still play bigger maps and have a more sort of lots of early units and heavy micro, and then expanding into the macro game. It's still got that variety there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's why it's enjoyable to play.
I'm really surprised that so far today we haven't seen any amphibious labs on a cold place. I mean, maybe it's happened and I missed it, but I feel like that is such a killer strategy, right? I mean, just going for those salamanders or poison arrows out of the Cortex amphibious lab, or I guess you could even go for like
Yeah,
turtles
I
out of
think
an Armada
I
one.
think what we have seen is some players or a lot of teams on prioritize making a C lab.
Mm-hmm.
So if they do have the control of the sea with C lab, then it may be quite hard to get amphibious units across.
That's
You
true.
maybe want to focus on your own C lab instead.
It's true. It's true. I wonder. It must be so much quicker to just build an air lab back home. You already have the build power and everything, and just build an air lab and send the bombers across, since you already contest the whole sea anyways. Other than
Yeah, absolutely. Even shurikens can really help contest the sea and help take an advantage there.
oh
So
yeah,
we do see that quite a lot. Uh, Starting off the bat here, we see the red team starting with a carved air lab. Speaking of air, and they've queued up heavy transports. So a bit of an interesting start from them.
that is definitely something cheeky in the works right here. Wonder if our Italian team here is thinking of going for a little bit of cheese. How ironic.
Well, maybe they've taken into consideration the fact this team, blue team's got a lot of very strong players on the team. They know that they maybe don't want to take this into a later game, so they're happy to take an advantage here in the early game where they can.
It makes sense. The question always on my mind, I love it, but the question on my mind is always like, what is the follow through here? Like, say everything goes perfectly for the Italian team. What is the plan for after all four commanders drop on the enemy team? They de-gun down all the labs. There's no production for the blue team. I mean, do we just?
I think usually the idea is you're trying to just go straight for com trades. You're not really looking even to take out economy or anything. They're looking like they're going straight for com trades. They're making banshees as well, so potentially using those maybe to snipe the economy earlier, and then. But as you say, it's one of those. You're going in an all-in early strat. You want to have some kind of plan for the follow-up or something. Otherwise, it's a bit of a Hail Mary, and we see them all flying here, so it is definitely a bit of a Hail Mary.
Look at all four of those commanders in their planes. That is too funny. Dun, 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 dun,
Speed of these
dun.
T1 heavy transports doesn't quite live up to the tier 2. They're just slowly cruising across the lake here.
Yeah, very slowly. And I'm so worried that like a single airplane is going to catch four commanders off guard right here.
I mean, we don't
There's
see
no air lab.
And also the South, Blossom and Revenant, neither of them have made a radar, so they're not actually going to see this coming in.
Oh, you're right. They don't have a radar down there. There's actually no radars anywhere except that northern side.
The pawn seems to have spotted it somehow. I think the LOS on the Blossom spawn spot, yeah.
Must have just got a glimpse of it. The anti-air
he's
comes
the
up.
yellow commander.
Oh, we got to drop. We got to drop.
Reaction.
Oh, okay, he gets it down.
The yellow probably looked to trade with Revan here.
Oh, nice D-gun.
Keep him away. Oh, yeah. That was a lovely D-gun.
Oh, my goodness. Yellow commander now in the base. Oh, lab doesn't fall, though. That's huge.
The trouble we see here for the red team is that blue do still have a base in the north with VP and two commanders. They're still expanding, and they're going to raid the base at home. So it's not an ideal situation.
Very little to protect this base. Maybe I would have liked to see like one beamer turret or something. Just any level of little static defense just to try and help out
Even
here.
LLT, yeah.
Oh, we are. Wow, look at that though. We are going for a lab.
Gunships.
Did they get some gunships out? How many do they have on the field?
We've got one out so far, but unfortunately, there's any. Oh, the com was on wait as well.
That's the pink commander going down. We have 2 dead.
One commander left.
Yeah, we've got 2 dead red commanders. No, pardon me, 3 dead red commanders for no dead blue commanders. Not the trade, I don't think, that the red team was hoping for. I think they were definitely banking on killing at least one of these commanders.
I didn't quite see it, but I think, as you said, Blossom got a nice D-gun on a transport, was it?
Yes, yeah, caught one out of the air, and another one was basically taken out by LLTs.
Yeah, Revan didn't lose his commander as well, so really good for them.
Now the Twin Guard is up, and suddenly this match is sliding wildly out of the Italian team's control.
Yeah,
what a funny strat.
Here. Good indicator of what's going on. Unfortunately, I think they're kind of aware that the win con here is just that commander snipe, so all the units are going south.
Yep, more and more thugs headed down that way. Suddenly the win has been delivered to them by heavy transport. Missile trucks, thugs, yeah. Mr. Ken knows it, I think. There's not even any energy for a D-gun, even if they wanted to. What a funny strategy. I gotta give props to the Italian team for trying.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think our blue team was just a little too quick on the draw. They saw it coming. I think you were right. That one grunt that managed to catch just a glimpse of it, just barely managed to see it, and that was kind of the saving grace right there. But all right, that was a very quick game between our Italian and German team. Nicely done. Let's see. Now we get to choose another match to go enjoy.
Yeah, take your pick.
Let's see here. Oh, they're all kind of in progress. Let's see. What is that? Austria versus Anoa Singa, I think just started. Yep, 8 seconds. Let's jump into this one. Group B, Austria versus Anoa Singa. You see that one?
I don't think I do, no.
Here, you can just join on me if you'd like. It is nice to catch these games starting just from the start. Kind of tricky sometimes, but when you can pull it off, it is nice.
Did you accept my friend request?
Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
Did I accept your friend request? I don't actually see a
I
friend
don't
request.
I don't see you on my list. If not, add me and join
Yeah,
in.
yeah. What's your in-game?
It's just pro_Florio.
Pro_Florio.
I searched Nation or just Nation, but I can't find it.
Huh.
What's the name of the lobby?
It is Nation Wars Group B Austria versus Anoa Singa Coalition. And you've got a minute because it looks like they're setting themselves up. Somebody crashed, so you've got a minute to find it. Good old lobby simulator.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Do you have
What's DM me
filter
on Discord. DM me on Discord your in-game username, and I'll issue that.
Okay. Let me do that.
Okay. I think I've done it now. Yeah, got this one.
Found it? Oh yeah, there you are. Sweet.
Yeah. Apologies.
No problem. You're right on time. Our blue team also appears to be doing something interesting this match. I don't know what it is about this map exactly, but it seems to bring out the best, or maybe the worst, in these commanders today. We've got a lot of, a lot of very
nice
creative
to see variety.
Yeah, absolutely. It is nice to see the variety. Sometimes, sometimes you get used to your, your Supreme Isthmus and your All That Glitters and your Rosetta. It's nice to mix it up every once in a while with a couple comm drops, maybe a wild amphib lab rush or something. Something a little cheesier, a little more interesting.
Yeah, it keeps it fun, keeps it fresh.
Exactly. Blue has sort of outcasted Mako here, which is kind of funny. They're drawing all over the place. I love the strategic renditions of exactly how this battle's going to go.
Yeah. There's obviously some planning going on.
Definitely. Mako says, "I can solo this." I love that. Love the confidence there. That's tremendous.
There's a bit of confidence there, yeah.
Ryuji? I'm struggling so hard with this name. The Green Commander. Spawning in the water.
Ryuji?
Right, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, anyway. That has been the bane of my existence. Ever since commentating, that has been the bane of my existence. I just suck with the names.
Yeah. I don't want to mispronounce them. You try your best.
I know, yeah. It's like I'm like, man, I know it's wrong, but I gotta give it a shot. I love the play here, going for these title generators. 25 title speed on this map is
Absolutely.
insane. That's a
Yeah.
crazy efficient
I mean,
title
the map
generator.
has great wins, but the consistency of the titles, if you know, they got the shared economy there, so bars
Yep.
all down, they can get those titles out for a really good early economy.
Yeah.
Um,
Even oh
we'll
man,
see a
even
better
the wind
wins.
speed. Look at that. Already,
Yeah, yeah.
it's it's good even at its lowest point at 10, but right now lingering around 25. Both of these teams are going to get a rocket start, just launching forward here with all the wind power.
We do see
Cortex.
Mako starting in the north with Armada vehicles. He will be kind of on his own a little bit up there. He's obviously going for the vehicle expand, and the Rovers, which we've seen at the minute, are pretty favourable in the tick matchup. They uh, they kind of dominate the early game at the moment.
I'm really, I'm actually pretty surprised to see a vehicle though, because those
Of
hills can
course, with
be
the
pretty
hills,
brutal.
yep,
Hmm.
you can even see
Curious.
the radar coverage kind of is a bit intermittent on the hills as well.
Yeah, yeah. You can't even have a peek over there. I feel like the only consistent spotting is to build cameras and whatnot, but very difficult to do. And again, if you have all vehicles, there's
Yeah,
just
I
no
think the
way.
ideal situation is your commander sort of cutting it off with LLTs, but excuse me, he's a little way away from there, so he's got to
Yeah.
walk.
I feel like it's good safe practice, especially on this map, but really any big map with kind of a run by opportunity path
Yeah,
like that is just to build LLTs in base.
we
Even though it seems so
do
wasteful.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt. We
Nope.
do see for the red team some bombers and a scout coming out. No F for blue team at the moment, so see what value these can get.
They are headed
With
over. If
those
they can.
titles stacked up,
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna say those titles are a juicy target right here, and that Finch does
yeah,
get a peek at them. Antier starts up
been
immediately.
splitting.
Now, did you catch that sleek bomber micro that was going on a couple games ago, where they were? I forget the commander that was doing it,
The
but
stop micro,
yeah, yeah, they
Blossom.
were stop microing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was so neat.
it's really good for like stolas and stuff as well, or
Mm-hmm.
even labs or something. If you can target a lab with it, it will kill a lab with less bombers in one run.
It is pretty interesting bit of micro. I've yet to see that, so that was really cool.
Unfortunately, those bombers, we did see one land like to the north. I think he kind of missed microed a little bit. So that first strafe got some damage on the titles, and then the second one didn't really get a shot off.
Yeah, not really the value I think we were looking for there.
The old Centurion War in the south, while we see in the north got some ticks to help out with the hills, which is nice.
Yeah, the green commander has really saved purple here, uh, cleaning out that northern side long enough that the commander can get up there. I think Mako desperately needs to go put an LLT or something up there, because the longer this goes on, the more and more units run by up there. It's just going to continue to be a hazard. A couple of rovers actually still using the hills to sneak by. I was just bashing on the vehicles,
No,
but I guess
there's
there's egg on my face. That's making
yeah,
it work.
yeah, yeah. They can work. They can work. But as you saw, you know, they kind of do need those ticks there. He does just kind of want to walk up towards the choke because it does get thinner, so he can get forwards and close the choke at the same time. But obviously, he's had the ticks there to help him, which is nice. We do see Blue's commander in a little bit. Oh, no, Yellowback's in a little bit of stress there, though, with 3 Centurions in front of him.
That's
And
enough to
he's,
take that commander down. I mean, with proper micro, that's basically unbeatable. Oh, nice D gun, actually.
yeah, they just have enough range that they can nicely wiggle around in the just outside the max range of the D gun with nice micro.
Proper 3v3 now. Got the meatball boys firing at each other. Oh, no target
We do see
firing there.
more repair BP for the blue commander though. So potentially,
Yep.
there we are. It's not looking great for Obelisk.
Oh
And
no.
blue backs
Oh, I feel like
away.
we could have gotten the
Yeah,
kill.
absolutely, yeah. I think they also, you know, don't want to risk losing their Centurions and the other commander maintaining theirs, even though they lose their com.
Oh,
Oh,
Roji
Green
popping up out of
Commander's
the water.
cut.
What on earth?
I just scrolled over and noticed I was so focused on the Centurion fight that this commander's just popped out of the water.
That's okay. Yeah, it's like
Nice
Godzilla
defense.
popping up out of the ocean just all of a
Oh, he
sudden.
does peek on his own lab, but get commander.
Uh,
Sorry, singular commander.
that works. Manages to blow up. I mean, Roji blows himself up, but you know, also blows up the enemy. 2,500 metal back to the blue team. Not bad.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it's a big swing. Mako doing as we suggested nicely in the north. LOTM with the commander.
Yeah, honestly, doing spectacularly up here. You know,
It
whenever
looks
somebody
strong,
says
yeah.
I'll handle it, yeah, I'm a little skeptical, but I gotta give it to Mako. He's handling it, and especially being 2v1 as well. Like, not bad, not bad.
He's now starting to be able to mash up these blitz as well, which is sort of this disadvantage that vehicles have. They can get that army value stacking up and potentially look for a run through. These commanders are pretty split, and there's an agitator going up as well. So there might be some opportunity.
Oh, we need a self-D
We
on
do
that
see
LLT.
Navy. Nice little Navy war starting.
Oh, yep. And we got the very first frigates making their way across here. Looks like green is breaking into the water as well, going for that mass dolphin strategy. Did dolphins receive a buff or something that I'm not privy to? Because I feel like I've seen so many of them recently, and for the longest time, have never really felt like dolphins were very good at all.
I do remember a little while ago there were a few changes that were made. Honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head.
There must have been something, because they now seem... I mean, they're
It
being
was
used
definitely
quite
a change for
often.
the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I think the pace that they have, if you with the speed, you can get nice surrounds. These ships are
Yeah.
expensive, so if you can get 3 Dolphins to surround the frigate, then good trade.
That's true. That's true. And if there's any map that's good for it, it's going to be this one, where you have all the space in the world to maneuver your boats around on this massive lake.
We do also see the combination of the sub as well, which is nice, but unfortunately there is a destroyer there already.
Yeah, not quite enough dolphins to take on the destroyer. Not enough submarines to burst it down. That's
Moji
going to be...
also going into a lot of Banshees, actually. We see, how many is that? 12 Banshees so far? More on the way. And Bomber Story on the way. No AA at the moment in the north.
Yeah, that could be a huge snipe, actually. If we could take out the pink commander at least. Opens up the opportunity for big roll-bys with those vehicles.
He's going to roll in there. The LOTs will shoot these gunships. It shouldn't be enough, although the Centurions actually are doing pretty good. No cloak on the commander will mean it'll go down.
Alright, not bad. All those LLTs popping as well is nice. I mean, not that the purple commander can run by on the mountains, but it does mean green could, for instance.
Sorry.
You're good?
We do see a bit more of an organized setup of BP from the blue team as well. I guess a bit of, used to playing together as a team maybe has contributed to that. So they've got a lot of good BP around the Sea Lab, so they've been able to hold off this aggression quite efficiently.
Yeah, you're right. That sort of... that arc of build power right here, basically powering everything. We got the labs coming up, the units being built out of the Sea Lab. We got Eco expanding as well.
Yeah, the T2 is up for blue team already. And the second com I missed, they traded, I think? Yeah, they com traded in the north, which is now that opportunity for that big ball of blitz to just run on through. Even going for the reclaim on both commanders to feed that tier 2 lab.
That's going to be
probably
a
the
massive
Sea Lab
boost.
as well. No comms queued up at the moment. There we go.
Finally start those up. There we go, yeah.
Those blitz are probably going to get quite a good bit of damage on both these bases here. He's focusing on orange bases first. I think he just wants to wipe that.
Yeah, wiping orange out here really makes this northern side so much easier to contest, because all of a sudden, even if Pink dedicates forces that way again, it means they're not supporting red. They're not able to lean back towards yellow. Yeah. It effectively turns this into a 3 versus for.
Of course, yeah. You know, taking out one player unless he gets shared something, his APM's, you know, kind of not really being used. We do also see the res ball from Mecca in the north, which is nice. A lot of units still even coming in, and this navy is still a bit stagnant here. Standard sort of navy fight, but the commander's gonna go for a walk. Is there any destroyers? They're all frigates. There's one torpedo launcher.
Oh yeah.
I think he's wise to focus on repairing his ships with a commander, really.
Yeah, that is where the most value is going to be, but I suppose, I mean, I don't know. This one destroyer doesn't really give me confidence as far as taking out this whole... Sorry, yeah, the one destroyer against the commander is still a pretty risky proposition, especially with the frigate and the destroyer here. Can't help but wonder if maybe going for amphibious walking mines or something like that would be a good way to support the navy here. Just 2 or 3 of them just to try and clear out some of this navy. Not sure how much it even matters. The red base has already been ravaged. All the wind turbines go down. The geothermal is the only power up and running, which is quite nice still, but it is the only thing left.
Yes, nice addition for the balance, but really the efficiency comes from those tidals and winds here, to be honest. Unless it's an AGO, of course, but it's a bit risky around all your BP. We do see Red Commander doing pretty good here, though, on the sea. Seems to be getting quite efficient trades, but this North's becoming quite overwhelming. They don't have any answer to it, and the Blue Commander's also putting on good pressure in the south. And we see the GG.
There they go.
Still,
Wow.
really nice effort.
That was a great game.
Good game. Yeah, awesome game.
Really impressed by Mako on that one. Actually played that really spectacularly. Just kind of played defensively the entire game, and then once teammates collaborated, put together an opportunity, launched on top of it, and well, there you go.
Absolutely.
It was an awesome match. All right. What have we got up and running next? Let's see. What about this one? There's the Australia versus Germany game. Just started a minute ago, if you want to jump into that one.
Yeah.
I know we have some Aussie fans in the chat, so this one goes out to you.
yeah, we've got to get the diversity in there, get all these teams showcased.
Yo, 2 Pumps, welcome. All the fans that are joining us here. Welcome to Bar Nation Wars, where we are taking all of the best from everywhere around the world and putting them up against each other to see who comes out on top. Sort of like the Olympics, but much more bar flavored. Oh, it looks like we're right on time. This game just getting underway now.
Absolutely. Jumped in right on the spot, on the spawn.
Czar XT4, the blue German commander, going to be showing us how they like to play it today. Previous tournament winner as well, so certainly has some experience under the pressure, under the spotlight.
Experience always helps.
Always helps. Curiously, we are going for Armada, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah,
So-
I think in this position, you have a bit of a benefit where you want to be, if you're starting at the back here and not rushing straight to that 4-max, a tick or something, just to see what's going on from your opponent early is probably the best play you can make.
It is very useful, and not to mention, of course, that the wind on this map is pretty good. So those Armada wind turbines might be a nice little benefit.
Absolutely, yeah, little boost, every little helps. And the titles, again, 20, not as good as 25, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's enough to make solar panels look pretty bad.
Yeah. They have their advantage in the early game, you know, when you're trying to balance your economy. In these 4v4s, we can often see a lot of early aggression on the larger maps, especially, which means that you want to be focusing on solos when you're metal rich, so you can focus on spending all your energy on units. See 2 vehicle labs in the middle for the red team. We see 2 bot labs in the middle for the blue team. So a bit of variation going on here.
Yep, that's going to be interesting to see that matchup. I wonder if we'll see a vehicle pivot, like we see in sort of like a 8v8 kind of style, from Anyway here and Ram Fchen, Fchen.
Yes, I mean, but anyway, it's
Could be.
like you've got a bit of a hill you're back on, and the terrain. You can push up the hill with bots a lot easier and help out. Maybe purple commander.
That's
So
true.
there's other options still available.
Silver Sand kind of idling the commander at the moment. A little bit odd.
You see, yellow commander's also gone straight into an air lab with some shurikens, Cortex air lab.
Oh yeah, look at that. Black Vortex not actually moving across at all to contest the blue commander here is really interesting. That is
Yeah,
very non-standard.
what it would be nice to have seen was ideally that rover wouldn't have got in and spotted the air lab, and he could have started off with a scout and a bomber and tried to get some value. But unfortunately, we see already blue team making AA in response to
Yep.
make sure that they don't really get value there.
It's that first bomber that comes across the map is always going to be the most impactful one, and that
It's
advantage is
scary
going out the window.
in the early game. You're in a 1v1 almost in your lane, and you're making units stop them, and suddenly you see double bombers flying over, and you've only got a little stack of 6 wins. It's not ideal.
It can pretty much be game over. Luckily, you've got your teammates to lean on a little bit here, but even still, I wouldn't count on it.
Starts off the bat looking pretty even. We do see though that the difference mainly here is a blue team. They're kind of focusing on securing both of these 4-mech spots, playing a bit more defensive in the middle with the bot. Unfortunately, I think vehicles do have a bit of an advantage here, but they're running for commanders.
I wonder how much. I mean, obviously those 4.0 mexes are going to produce a ton of metal, and those are going to pay themselves off very quickly. But the lack of control in the midsection opens up so many different run-by pathways to start attacking the team. I can't help but wonder if this is ultimately going to be a downfall. If, say, for instance, where's the break-even cost where too much damage is done to the blue team because they're exposed in the midsection and they couldn't really do anything about it?
I mean, it has to be done efficiently, but unfortunately, as you say, we do see the orange commander pushing Beta off of that 4.0, and the odd run by coming through these hills. We can buy with blitz, taking mexes.
Those rocket bots just no chance of hitting this blitz if it's being microed. Yeah. It's one of those moments where you wish you just had a handful of pawns.
Red team are kind of lacking radars in the middle here. They've not got much vision of what's going on, and we see that. Green catching a con there because they don't really see the grunts wandering around.
Yeah, that was a nice little snipe. Managed to get the con, a mex, a couple of blitzes, and the shuriken eventually will save the day.
Doesn't also have any BP on his bot lab at home, although they do have the shuriken split out.
Also, we're missing 3 metal extractors back here.
Yeah, well, good spot. I didn't even notice that he's not taking those ones, which is unfortunate.
6
I
metal
think I
per
saw the
second.
con sort of walking. He must have queued that sort of north max just here, and that con's now walking to the front. So maybe it was. He's now sending it back to the lab. So that must have been a bit of a misclick.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's going to be another 30 seconds or so before we see any build power attached to that lab, and even longer before we see these mexes up and running. That's a big blunder, though. I mean, that's like almost 6 metal per second, and over the course of the last 6 minutes or so, that's a lot.
We do see that reflected in the stats as well. There's 25% lead for the blue team in metals.
And I think a lot of that also comes from Czar being effectively uncontested over, I would say, 3 to 4 mexes on the southern side here.
He's just had free roam. He's not been over making units as well. He made what he felt he needed early to secure. Although even those 2 Centurions really, they're not really got any value yet. They've not been that essential. So it'd be nice to see if he can potentially run sort of down through this choke here, put some pressure on.
Oh yeah, got the blitzes making their play.
Yeah, that's where they sort of come in here, really, isn't it? Their mobility advantage, nice run bys.
The real test is going to be if they can make it up this hill. If Blue can defend while they're stuck on this hill, then things will be all
Yeah,
right.
they got a little turbo 1.2 in that pushing.
Put the gas on, put the nitrous on. You know, they're revving up their little engines.
Yeah, big exhaust, good to
go. Turn the gun around and fire backwards, helps you move faster. One blitz makes it through all that. A bunch of dead wind turbines, which is really nice.
We do see the counter effect of this BP mishap for the Orange Commander. He's now getting out microed.
Yeah.
With regard to this res ball going on in the back as well, and a lot of those that are just going to outrange these thugs on the flat ground.
I mean, there's not really. Yeah, that was just. I mean, that's such a strange like rookie mistake to send away all your build power right there, and then suddenly your lab can't produce any units. I don't know.
That's unfortunate. I think it was. Yeah. You know, he hotkeyed the cons and sort of clicked them together. But we do see Blue Commander trying to go for a tier 2 lab. He's stalling on metal. He's going to reclaim his lab, get that going.
It was actually a great little play right there. Orange Commander is saved for the time being by a couple of blitzes moving up towards the northern side by the Red Commander, and then the Shuriken sweeping in to paralyze all the units that were pushing in as well. Great little steal right there.
That teamwork.
That really is the power of the blitzes. It's just that they can be in one place and they can move to another very, very quickly.
And as you predicted earlier, we see Green Commander switching into a vehicle lab on the front, getting those poundy pounders out, which are certainly a good counter to these blitz.
I wonder if we're going to start sending forces up towards that northern side, because we've got a nice little bulwark of defenses here, and with the lab, it's pretty well defended. I wonder if the next step is just sending incisors through that northern ridge. Orange Commander just popped. And that does mean things are going to start sliding downhill quickly here on the northern side.
The main focus really, I guess, now, because they've decided to go for this 2 lab, is going to be getting up these mechas on Zar's side.
No reason not to. I mean, if we're uncontested, you know, you may as well just go for the eco. We've got the geo. I mean, it's good enough that we've got the geothermal up and running, which we never see these pro players do.
Nice.
So that is a huge boon here to the blue
economy.
Does
also see the need for some hounds. So on the hill there, they're going to have a nice advantage. Just shoot down at Avenger, help the blue commander, teal commander, hold this pretty nasty ball of Whistlers, Janus, medium tanks. That are pretty efficient.
That is rough. F-Gen can't really push into that at all.
My main concern really for these guys is the north, though, unfortunately. These res bots are just giving the purple commander so much value. And we see he's got 144% damage efficiency. So.
That's spectacular. Yeah, Biso doing a wonderful job with that. Using the army of the Orange Commander against him.
The tier 2 advantage is pretty significant, of course, but we do see that Yellow Commander's reacting. He's had that little tier 2 notification and thought, well, I'm going to try and bomb it.
We do have... How many bombers have we built up now?
That commander going down in the middle there. That was Avengers Commander, yeah. Unfortunately, those hounds are going to be able to sweep up these commanders pretty easily if they're not on the point. I think he's getting ready with these bombers. This is a lot of army in the mid now coming here for the blue team, and orange is no more on the north.
Yeah, down to 1 constructor. It's a pitiful fate.
Those geos looking like they might get sniped.
Oh.
He's fixing the cons in the AA, but
good snipe.
He doesn't really want to path back, you know. He'll get this one maybe on the way, but he doesn't want to waste time and let him get AA out. Oh, he's not.
Oh, actually just passes it. All right.
That's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel like we could have probably bombed that and still had time.
Oh, he's clicking attack on the units, which means some of his bombers aren't going to drop. They need a bit of time after the command. You can't be spamming them. They don't like being touched too much.
Huh. That was a disappointing bombing run if I've ever seen one. Felt like we had the perfect lineup and everything, and then we just kind of forgot to pull the lever.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
I don't know how much it matters though, with the red team pushed basically back to their main bases and the northern
Absolutely, all
side
fronts.
crumbling in.
Not
Yeah.
looking good.
Did we remember to bring any anti-air with us, is the question. We have one AA bot I can spy on this northern side.
Will they be able to focus that? Maybe. He's trying. Yeah, yeah.
There it goes.
Nice micro, at least. I think there's a couple of Centurions makes them, which are quite annoying for the Shurikens.
That's true.
But, I mean, look at the stats. Unfortunately,
Yep. Those hounds ripping into the pink base now. Medium tanks not standing much of a chance against their heavy Gauss platform.
just a little headset drop out there. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
It was looking pretty even in the early game. We did see that massive metal advantage sort of creeping into the mid game, though, as you highlighted. You know, the missing mexes, and there's a couple of little things that sort of set them back maybe into the mid game.
Yeah, I agree. It was a lot of compounding little effects, but
yeah,
that's all it takes. And you know, with players as good as Czar, as good as Anyway, like, you know, they're gonna take those and run away with them. And even though I think the vehicle start was strong here for the red team, I just don't think they quite made use of it. Like, they didn't really. There was, I think, one or two good run bys in the midsection, but they never really got any critical damage. No bases completely killed, anything like that. And yeah, Blue just ran away with it.
You really need to get that economy damage or some kind of value with a big run by like that. Otherwise, it's gonna get sent back at you either in res or in the metal they reclaim.
Yeah, thousands of metal worth of vehicles coming back towards you can be pretty much unbeatable. All right, let's see. What is up next on the chopping block for today?
I've just seen that my audio is maybe a little bit low in chat. I don't know if you can turn me up a bit.
Oh, sure. There we go. I'm going to boost you by 50%. We'll see how that goes. Boost you by another 50
hopefully that's not crazy loud. I think it was only 30.
Should be. I'm watching my audio levels here on my monitor, and it looks good. Always hard to tell.
Also just be talking a little bit quiet now, may as well.
Is it early in the morning for you?
No. It's what we on? Cool.
Oh, okay. It's this whole tournament started at 6 a.m. my time, so I'm like, I need to.
You've had a nice early sweep.
yeah. This is a very early start for me. Let's see here. Oh, India 2 versus Canada. 5 minutes and 45. That's a pretty good matchup, though. Why don't we jump in on this one?
Absolutely, it's always good to see some high school games. Both teams here looking some decent players, so should be an entertaining game.
Yeah, I've been dying to have a look at this this Canadian team because I know they've got some stacked players on it, and the India 2 team is kind of similarly has a lot of really good players too. So I've been like,
Yeah, some pretty well-known players all around on the Canadian team. Same for the UK team though as well.
This is
1v1 players.
India team at all. This is the UK, but okay. Still look good.
I didn't even hear your mistake, so we'll roll with it.
Well, it's because the lobby is called India 2 versus Canada, but I guess the UK.
I see. No mistake on your part then.
They've UK has commandeered the India server. How ironic is that? We've come full circle here. We have Canada spawning. How do the spawns work on this? It's kind of like corners, right? So Canada spawning on the southwest.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see the Canadian team in the southwest there, and then the UK team in the northeast. Usually the focus is sort of economy around that tier 1 geo spot, which we see here for both teams. And also there's a also large 10.5 max in the middle, which Axolotls managed to capture and is currently in a bit of danger by the looks of things. That's looking pretty even all round though. We do see a bit of an army value advantage for the red team, but with a map like this, so choke pointy, I think the main focus usually is that sort of macro, getting all your mexes up, curing everything, getting that geo down, getting an air advantage. Should we see Coochie?
Yeah, I do see we have those Banshees up and running here for Chronopolis, so that's nice. Being used as a little bit of defense, and you kind of need something hypermobile like Banshees for defense because this map has so many run-bys. I mean, I feel like out of the map pool, this map has one of the most complicated layouts out of any of them.
Yeah, it looks quite overwhelming. I mean, you can do quite safe choke secures, and the Banshees as well as in a defensive. You know, they're really good in offense. If you see you have a fig advantage, go for the fig snipe, and you'll basically, if they've not got AA everywhere, you can just run around sniping every mech you want.
Yeah, and it's impossible to get that coverage everywhere because there's so many weird little pathways.
Yeah, the value efficiency just becomes too much.
We have these ticks actually finding value on the southern side. I was just zoomed in because the commander went down, but those ticks actually came around and managed to snipe one of the res bots, so I don't think they'll deny this wreckage forever, but they deny it for a little while. It was kind of cute. The green commander was also trying to send in an aircon to try and steal that. That was really fun. Oh, look at this.
You do see a tier
Kyle.
2 transport rush from Rorori. He's going with some big, but I'm not sure he's going to have a good time there.
Oh. Oh my goodness. What was green doing?
I think they thought maybe with the tier 2 fig they could have had an advantage. Maybe they didn't realize how many fighters there were, but yeah, not ideal really for them, is it?
Well, yeah, there's a commander down, and well, now we're 2-4.
See a bot lab on the hill, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that's such a cute little play.
That commander's BP circle right up onto the hill.
What a cute little setup right there. I love that from a Kyle. We're even gonna go into thugs. This is committed. This is full pressure.
Yeah, that's it. Thugs. He wants to go for that. I see Coochie just going straight with that BP. No fear, even though there's all these units here in the lab there. He's gonna put down the AGO.
Yeah, what a bold decision to go for that AGO that close to all those units. That's a riskiest strategy if I ever seen one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We know that big booms. We see those gunships being put to use though in the north. Raxel's commander's pretty low here. But those figs still with the big advantage, unfortunately.
Just barely don't manage to get it. 15% HP. That's a stinger right there for Chronopolis, who is definitely banking on that commander going down to push forward with this army. He does not really have an oppressive force yet, and that commander staying up and running is a huge issue.
We do also see the tier 2 lab from the red team, so, you know, a push there with the commander would have been really nice.
We're going for bed bugs first out of the lab. Okay. Super energy expensive, so I'm a little surprised, but, you know,
they are energy expensive, but, I mean, Rex was currently over flirty. He's got good income, and they trade really efficiently for their metal against tier 1. If you get a nice boom, they're pretty good.
Wait. Kyle has somehow lifted up the hill. Was there a heavy transport I must have missed? Oh, I think so.
Yeah, must have been. I didn't see it either, to be quite honest.
We have, like, actual proper roughnecks.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, sorry. I think we were saying the same thing. They're doing air, like a really heavy air switch here.
This Geo is at risk, though. He's going to have to repair this. Maybe even go for a reclaim on it.
Oh, the timing is so tight. No way. Oh, that's huge. What a drastic hit right there. All of a sudden, I mean, there's literally all the production. Yeah, the resign vote comes in immediately. Oh, no. What a cute play by a Kyle. Just building that lab up on the hill, and it actually ends up being a game-winning play just because it can take out that AGO. Wow. Really nicely done. I'm also pretty surprised to see they didn't rush out a T2 mechs on that 10.5 spot in the middle of the map.
Yeah, usually that's the focus. I mean, there's a lot going on, so sometimes it can be priorities elsewhere. Maybe
Absolutely. All
solid
right.
game though, really nice to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, here's another good one. USA versus Sweden just started a minute ago, 2 minutes ago. So they're probably still placing
Okay.
commanders and stuff. Let's jump into that. These are two really high level teams, and they're playing on the same map. This what is it called
Absolutely.
again?
So
Dig site.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to play. This will certainly be an entertaining game. Two very strong teams here. Some players that I'm sure pretty much everyone will know.
A lot of tournament winners in this one. Autopilot and Spoody, both previous tournament winners. Goopy, a previous tournament semi-finalist, I believe. And then Akumar 6, I know, has also competed in a lot of them. And Lovish has also competed in a lot of them. So a lot of very, very experienced commanders on both of these teams here. Should be pretty interesting to see. Looks like our Swedish team spawning on the southwestern side, and our Americans spawning up on the northeastern side of the map here today, corner of the map.
We see a nice sort of boost going on from Spoody here. He's starting on the hill, going straight for a mechs and then into wins, not even bothering with the 3 mechs. We'll see him sort of just boosting whatever else is going on. We see Autopilot just rushing out Resbot straight away for that early reclaim. I think one of the unique things about this map as well is all the trees on the hills, but then also the crystals in the middle do have metal reclaim as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
having that pressure in the middle is advantageous in that way as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of valuable resources that way. I mean, thousands and thousands of energy. Makes it really easy to get one of these geothermals up and running. Really early on, it's one of the only
Absolutely.
ways you can rush a geothermal is by reclaiming a bunch of trees. But you get all this and maybe an early e-storage, and you can afford that geo pretty easily.
That's it.
And that kind of
Exactly. We see Autopilot doing what he's known for. He's good at just isolating all that BP in one spot, focusing everything efficiently, getting early BP up has that nice advantage. They're able to get the res bots, the cons, everything established nice and soon. And we see Spoo doing what I assumed he'd do, the lab up the hill there.
Oh yeah, they're
He's
doing
probably
kind
going to
of
be doing flat
the opposite of what we saw Kyle doing last game. Building
Absolutely, yeah.
downwards.
Goofy doing the same.
Mirror matchup here. So we've got both Cortex commanders as well. Slightly different economy setups here though, as the Cyan has, I mean, just a bunch of wins, I suppose. So it is pretty much the same.
Yeah, it does. I mean, they're sort of taking a swing where the blue team are going to have less metal produced early because they're focusing more on the energy, the BP, and getting that geo up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll all, as you see now, sort of start walking Hondas out, expanding, getting all the mexes. Whereas the red team start on more mech spots, get a bit more metal early, and then they'll start expanding as the other team does now.
Autopilot with both a grunt and a crown and a medallion wrapped around his neck. Not a previous tournament winner, but a multi-time previous tournament winner.
Yeah, that's a decked out commander there.
Yeah, very, very well regaled commander, wrapped in livery and whatnot.
So we do see some nice organization from the team here. He's dropping some autos, dropping some nanos over to the lab on the front there. They really want to get that big mechs in the middle. Unfortunately, we do see the pink commander already there, which is good for the red team.
Yeah, and that twin guard is really nice too. It's going to be a huge boost to just holding that down. The pressure that a twin guard can put on just even rocket bots just trying to move forward.
Yeah, I think Demons do have a bit of an advantage against twin guards when it comes to that fight against Roccos.
For sure.
Given that their full damage is able to, well, obviously the range, but their full damage at that range is able to focus on the unit. But twin guards, nonetheless, you say they'll do the work better than the LOTs. You need that tier 1 fork to trade efficiently. It's all about getting that efficiency here.
Oh, scout plane in orange just happens to run directly into Spoody in a transport. I think Spoody might have had grander plans to move around the side, and is forced to land
We see that transport just flying straight away.
Yep.
Don't want any of that.
No
Driven
risk.
over to shares there.
Yeah.
See a lot of pings coming through. That's a lot, just a lot of pawns, I imagine. Yeah, coming through for autopilot. There's only one LOT to defend. He's trying to drop another, but it's really going to be up in time.
Yeah, this is a crazy. I mean, this is really where autopilot kills so many other commanders. Is just being able to micro 3 different types of units, right? Like we've got pawns on the field, we've got the um, air units up in the sky as well, and we've got all kinds of just stuff everywhere, and it's
And of
so
course,
much
yeah,
to
you're
micro.
doing all that and managing to sort of balance the majority of the team's BP on the spending of all the resources. You know, most of these commanders here, you know, Green Commander, for example, is going to be just sharing everything to autopilot through the share. Oh, we do see a com trade though from
Yeah.
Goopy, and he's got
All
red
right.
spots there to back it up as well.
Oh yeah, nice move right there with the red commander. Does actually just sacrifice the comm. He's just ready to make the ultimate sacrifice here to feed the beast, I suppose.
So a lot of tier 1 aggro going on here. Spoody also going for a cloak D gun by the looks of things. There's a lot of stuff there, so he'll probably die. And he's
Yeah.
out of E, so oh no, he gets a bit. Yeah, there he goes.
Good enough,
But
I
I think
think.
that's enough. Yeah, yeah.
Although that is like a lot of grunts coming in.
Yeah,
Oh.
those Rockos are a bit unprotected, and there's only thugs, which, you know, they're not going to kill the grunts very quick. They're going to get some good damage.
Maybe if we could chain this into a kill on Legion Abuse, Stud Legion Abuse, otherwise known as Lovish, maybe we could make the best value out of this. I don't know
We do
that.
see red team managing to get up their AGO, or sorry, they are in progress, not far. Whereas blue team has not opted for that yet. They're still on their tier 1 economy, focusing on trying to secure this mid, but it doesn't really look like it's paying off for them that much.
This fight has gone so sour for them. I do love that there's the aircon here. It looks like yeah, autopilot has sent out just a single aircon to try and collect stuff. Fighters shoot it down, but it definitely recouped its value.
Sees that and drops the nettle when the fighter's coming too fast anyway.
Pods and grunts kind of clashing here. I don't know. I think the one build turret surviving in the back here for Legion Abuse has really saved the entire frontline situation here.
Oh yeah. Just having that, it's like that, you know, you see in these like glitters matchups where just getting your commander forward and securing that position gives you a good advantage. But you do want obviously that con there. But we see that here. The agitator up on the hill there is pretty nice. They've not really got any option to stop that. I will snipe the attention. Nice exploiter on there though to make sure it doesn't just get killed easily.
Yeah, that is nice. Very repairable, that. I feel like we need to retarget this agitator on that build power, but...
What else do we see going on? We've got 50 units coming out now for red as well. We see the stats kind of swayed in their favor, really. I think due to just the reclaim and the fight in the middle and having that good. They focused on their AGO and their mixes a little earlier, starting to pay off for them.
Yep, that early T2 scaling just pays exponential dividends later on as you just continue scaling it. Blue Commander has gone up towards air once more and is now building transports. I wonder if we're planning on dropping... There's a lot of transports
Probably
built here.
nanos, I would imagine. He's trying to
I
drop
see.
some more PP, probably to that AGO down off the cliff, or sorry, the Geo down off the cliff. Probably just getting it ready so he can move BP to really get all these tier 2 mexes and Geos up as fast as possible.
That makes
Realizing that they are behind significantly on the tier 2 and seeing how many hounds and everything else there is.
I just think we need to see T2 rushed out on this middle metal extractor here. We have enough build power to build it up super quick, and I think the T2 on that pretty much cements. I mean, I think it would basically, it'd be like 1.3x the economy here of the blue team. It's almost a 50% increase just to get that one metal extractor up alone.
Yeah, the tier 2 advantage of that, you know, you're getting 4 times. It's the value you get out of it is just insane. There's Metal-wise, there's not really anything better, I think, than just getting a tier 2 10 mech.
That was some slick micro right there from Goopy. Split off one grunt in order to pop one of the tumbleweeds, get it to auto detonate.
Nice.
That was
Always good to see.
that
Those
was
tumbleweeds
cute.
will pop a few grunts, to say the least, in one go.
Yeah, they're kind of sleeper menaces. They can definitely have a huge effect on this T1. They can shift the tide of a T1 battle.
These
Super
spiders
duper
on the
quickly.
hill, though, are looking pretty nasty. There's not really anything. The agitator's not able to shoot because of the wind. They're kind of blocking it. And then the BP's on the hill here.
Yeah, these are
A
good
lot of
friendly.
hounds in the south. Going to take the Geo as well. So Auto's plans for 2A Geos aren't looking that good right now.
Yeah,
There's
this
also a
is
lot of units on the left as well, some grunts coming up. So a lot of pressure coming in there. I don't know how they're going to deal with all of it, but
heavily
we may be
leaned
surprised.
too hard on autopilot, winning the game for us. No lab on the purple commander, I will say. Like, we just pushed and made no units. Wow.
And we see the GG. Wow,
Yeah.
nice play from the red team there.
Really nice play.
They saw their opportunity, saw their tier 2 advantage, and having that mid, and they took it.
It turns out that autopilot is human and does have an APM limit. There's an upper bound. Turns out about 4 pro level players all at the same time attacking autopilot. Pretty good. Yeah.
I think it's a big culmination of a lot of different events going on around the map, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things. Even one person can't look at everything. That's why you've got those teammates there. Everyone relies on each other, and unfortunately, when it all starts to crumble in like that, there's sort of sharp decisions that have to be made, and sometimes you can't really react in time. It's just the way it is.
Yep. And that's the risk you run when you're that good at the game and your team relies on you that bad. I feel like autopilot fought hard, but yeah, not having any extra units being produced and pushing that northern side just meant so much economy could be built up. And then
Yeah.
eventually, it just doesn't matter. It just becomes a exponential scaling you can't get on top of. All right, what is next here for today?
Just be in 30 seconds.
No problem. Let me see. Did you find one already? Oh, I think he stepped out. Let's see here. Eastern Europe versus Netherlands. 10 seconds. There we are. That'll do. Nils on writing an entire book glazing me. I appreciate it. You're welcome around the Brightworks anytime, since I listened to a game cast by Brightworks once. His voice just slipped into that perfect zone. Soft, steady, almost weightless, but somehow still grounded. Like every word had quiet confidence behind it. No shouting, no forced hype. Just this calm, controlled flow. Makes everything feel safe. Since then, I've regularly listened to games casted by Brightworks to fall asleep.
Like a poem. No, it's so beautifully read.
That
as
was
well.
beautiful.
Well, I was wondering at first what I came back to. I was I put my headset on and I just go you whispering this lovely poem into my head.
brings a tear to my eye.
Where are we headed? What game are we watching?
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a game that is just starting. Oh wow, okay, it's getting crazy already. Let's see here. It is Eastern Europe versus Netherlands.
All right, and now.
Yep, there you are. Cool. And,
Nice match again. Some good roster of players.
Yeah, some proper high level players here. And I don't think the name of the lobby is correct. This looks like Eastern Europe versus India 2, I believe. I know it's one of the Indian teams. I can't remember which.
No, and everyone they're probably pretty lazy to rename.
Yeah, can we get something a little more creative? Can we get like India Supreme, India Maximum, India on top? Like, let's get some. Oh, this is India 1. Okay, India number 1 in red here, and then of course our mixed Eastern European team on the right hand side is blue.
Yeah, nice matchup. We see again a nice unique start here from seemingly some choice cooking, I guess. Mr. Lowkirk.
There's also another comment pointing out that when I was mentioning the pro players, I didn't mention Huck, who's a professional esports player from StarCraft 2. I apologize. I personally apologize to Huck if you're out there listening to this. I did not mean to disrespect your StarCraft 2 career.
Give the man credit, man. Come on.
all the credit in the world for playing StarCraft 2 and then playing Beyond All Reason and realizing it's the better game. And welcome. You know, we're glad to have you.
Exactly.
Oh man.
So we see this, 3-commander BP central start, vehicle lab, Cortex vehicle lab as well, which is not as much as what we see as the ARM vehicle lab more recently.
Yeah.
And focusing on that early BP as well. So see what they can make out of that.
I like this build power to reclaim the trees kind of effort. That's actually kind of cool. Lets them share a lot of that extra energy real quick.
Yeah, it just sort of auto does that. If there's any idle, it's nice. It will just reclaim. And when you're sharing everything to your team as well, it's not really, unless you're overblowing, it's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty much necessary for these higher level games. It is funny though. This is so we've seen a couple of the India 1 team games, and they've gone for this like 3 or 4 times now. So this is clearly something they've practiced and they've rehearsed, and they're very familiar with.
Yeah. As I say, I think it's quite a common thing for the players on this team to sort of cook little strategies like that. It definitely has its advantages, but little things like we saw them draw the lines in the south earlier, the sort of quite defensive chokes that they want to take, because their focus is going to be in this mid here.
Yeah, it's almost the opposite of the strategy we've seen so far today, where we've seen a lot of commanders sort of neglect mid in favor of winning these sides, which makes a lot of sense because these sides are like unbalanced intentionally. They're like one side has more metal than the other, and it makes sense to try and lean on that natural advantage you get in the map, but it also you can sort of play around that, right? It's like a mind game of a mind game. If you know that somebody's going to lean into that, then maybe you can focus your force
elsewhere. It's that 50-50, isn't it? Yeah. Like you sort of have to choose, all right, am I going to focus, because you not only have you got each side being opposite, but you've got then the possibility of contesting the mid as well. So there's 3 options of where to focus, and with 4 commanders, there's a lot of different sort of options that can be taken there.
It's really funny to me that this entire game has somehow become perfectly even, with no commander contesting the top right hand side. So the red owns basically the entire top hand or northern side, and likewise exactly the same on the southern side.
Big Comtrade going in for CJ.
Oh, yep,
you see the economy sort of blue teams has got a bit of a lead from that south, but the red team are looking to get pretty aggro here, as we see with this Comtrade.
Yep, a lot of incisors have been built up too to support this commander, so that's nice.
We might be Ruined Bar. Yeah, try and go in for a Comtrade again here. All the metal is on their side, so easy for them to secure it if that is the case.
The water level actually just barely low enough to
yeah, wow, you see it all come in like in a little pond there where the explosion was. It sort of flooded in. I think that's the height.
It's just like perfect somehow.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. We're just gonna have another comp trade right here. I mean, I guess Ruined Bar wants to.
That was what I kind of expected them to want. Yeah, they got Sash Karin already walking up.
We've got another comp trade. Oh, but not a comp trade over here. Oh, never mind.
Unfortunately, so, but he was. How was he on the other side to the LLT though without dying?
It was unpowered. It was completely unpowered for a second.
Yeah.
I guess it just got a smidge of energy. It had 12 volts they like plugged in a 9-volt battery, and it was enough to fire one beam at him, and it just cut through the power cord.
Wind up the dial on the side of it, and managed to get a shot off.
Like a hand cranked LLT.
You do see a bit of a messy fight up here, but Skag's been given the commander, dropping some LLTs and got a bit of units to help. They really do want to secure this. There's 4,000 metal on the floor there, so it's not an insignificant difference.
This whole
bit of a blitz run by.
This whole match has completely turned on its head. I mean, at first it was interesting seeing the mid pressure and all that, but now I'm thinking there's only one commander left for each of these teams. It really feels like we ought to just build an air lab and go for a snipe.
It's definitely not. They kind of know that Skag's commander's on the front there, and they've got isolated BP, so there is the option they're doing that. I mean, the blue team are kind of losing quite hard in the south now. They've lost all the lab and the BP. Commanders are traded there, but all the metal's on their side of the map. So see how the next few minutes go and whether they manage to secure all that. But their economy is still looking okay in comparison.
Yeah, it's not a... The blue team's definitely still in, and all those metal extractors too. Every mech's on the southern side, despite basically no units down there. It's all the mechs are still there, so it's still getting the eco out of it. And
exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, the yellow commander's struggling to secure these back mexes. We see the 3 mexes have gone down in the back, and then this con's about to walk into a blitz waiting for him as well.
Oh, yep.
Although he's just moved the blitz. I don't know if it's actually going to run into it now.
Oh, it actually
we
just
see
may
him
not.
securing all the metal. Yeah, he's just set up a little queue to sort of sweep all the mexes, but he's going to finish. I mean, he might be able to just pop out and get them all once they're made, which is nice. Con going down in the front. They have secured the 4K, which is big, and they're also dropping nanos in the south to secure the 2 commanders metal there. They need to figure out a way to get spending on it, I guess.
We're pivoting into rocket trucks and medium tanks here.
Yeah, the Janus are nice. They'll trade nicely against the incisors and the tanks that the red team are making. Obviously, you do want someone to back it up, so the medium tanks are good.
It does. It just kind of feels like the red team had a big advantage that's like very rare. Like I feel like we don't oftentimes see a build power advantage, for lack of a better term. Like they had a lot of resources. Yeah. They had the build power concentrated. They could have gone for like a really killer timing play, and they've just kind of neglected.
It would have been a Hail Mary. I think they knew that, you know, if you do that and you go for, you know, at least the 10-15 gunships and 5-7 scouts, you're going to want to get that commander, because they're going to react, they're going to cloak, they're going to make it. So you need to be sure of that. And if you're doing that, you're definitely going to lose it. So
yeah, there's no.
I think
it's
they
an all-in
decided
strategy.
they'd rather play it out. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, this blitz has gotten so much value, though. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, red commander's gonna get a really nice run by here, but there is pounders as well, so I think Slick will be okay if he decides to go up that hill. We see again blitz in the back. Wow, all of these back mexes are still gone now from the red team. That's really not ideal.
Yeah, it's half their economy has just been destroyed by a single blitz in the back line that's just had a field day.
I mean, we kind of see that reflected in the metal produced now. It's an absolutely massive advantage.
These pounders having a field day with these units on the ramp. Oh man, the impulse is just crazy.
Yeah, it's very strong, especially when they're already slow and struggling. We see that tier 2 lab already out for the blue team, straight into the hounds. Do we see any comms? No, no comms yet.
We've gone for some spy bots, actually. Huh.
Yeah, I think that would be nice on the standard tier 1 units. You don't really want all these blitz and tanks to just run on top of your hounds. I mean, he's got Janus, but still, there's the potential of it. A couple of spy bots will just give you massive. Also, the visions deal. I mean, the stats are unfortunately not really looking. The red team now, they're struggling in every metric.
It's gotten to the point where now green is claiming the metal extractors on the blue side of the map with an air con. It's pretty bold. Yeah, a 200% energy advantage and a 100% metal advantage, compounded over. It's probably been 3 or 4 minutes now that that's been going on. Yeah, this is not a good situation here at all for red. And this is kind of why I was worried. I really feel like the Hail Mary play was just their best option here, because blue ultimately had that more stable backline. And
yeah,
there we go. Well, nicely done to our Eastern European. It was Eastern, right? Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, Eastern European team, showing us some good gaming right there. That was a pretty kind of went back to the Stone Ages in that game. They really like ran back to stage 1 just after a hard fought battle back and forth like that.
I think the blue team managed to get a scout in the early game and see that, what they were doing. They also kind of know the players as well and can kind of expect what their sort of plan is going to be for that early game. So as soon as that scout goes off, they kind of know what they're doing to react to it. These players are well versed enough to be able to just look at that situation and decide immediately what they're going to do to react to it.
Yeah, that was that's a proper high level decision making, because you don't obviously know what the opponent is going to go for, but knowing what you're weak against and then reacting to that proactively is impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the all important scouting. A lot of people fail to see the value in just seeing what's going on. You don't need to do any damage, but just knowing what to expect or what your opponent's doing. It's about being able to make those preemptive decisions and have that then pay off in efficiency. Some lovely games.
I'm just having a look right now. It looks like the lobbies have all frozen. I wonder if we're waiting for the final round, or if that is the final round. What do you have here? India 2 versus Germany.
Look through the list.
Yeah, that is the last round. Well, I guess we'll drop into this India versus Germany game, because this is kind of the last match, I think, of the day. We're going to get a chance to have a look at. Wow, we really did finish pretty quickly, though, an hour early. These teams were fired up. I guess they were excited to play.
Yeah. Everyone's been firing through these games.
Couple of cheesy strats, ending some games in, 2 or 3 minutes. Always fun. All right. Well, we are back to, oh gosh, what's the name of this map again? Always forgetting this one. Cape Violet, that's right. Very chuggy.
Yeah, it's a nice unique map for its water and, the water exits through the middle.
I'm glad that we get to see a map where Navy has some kind of interaction with land units. And we can finally appreciate the scale of just how broken Navy units are in comparison to land units.
They are very strong, of course, but you pay for it.
You do.
They're not cheap. You're paying 960 metal for a destroyer.
Yeah,
it's a lot of metal.
It's a lot of metal.
It's more than a lot of tier 2 units. So,
yeah, I think of that like it's almost the exact cost of a bull. So
yeah, that's a good point actually.
Yeah.
Jumping in a little bit later, so I'm trying to get an idea of everything that's going on. We see blue teams managed to sort of secure the North Sea and also midway in the south, so it's looking quite good there. Economy-wise, it is looking, good for the blue team as well. That's kind of reflected there, but a nice Banshee play going on from yellow. They're looking for more air advantage. It's looking pretty even, though, to be fair, in terms of the map, but the stats are kind of saying a little different.
Yeah, it's a clear advantage for the blue team. I guess that must just be from the T2 coming out, because I don't see any T2 for the red team.
Yeah, they've not even got any tier 2 mexes, though. I think is honestly just that having all those mixes in the North Sea and then also midway in the south, we see also the red team's not got all the sea mexes in the middle for some reason. There's 5 mexes,
Oh, yeah, you're
6
right.
mexes, even with the hill one as well that they've not got.
Oh wow. Yeah, okay, that's a huge miss macro, which I
So I
don't
think
think is
we'll
a term.
start to see that reflected soon. You know, these, like you said, the blue commander's got that tier 2 out. As soon as that army advantage is now 100%, so that's going to pay off for them now as well, and they should be able to gradually creep ahead here.
Yeah, the hounds have been looking very good today. I have been a hound hater ever since they removed the Gauss mode.
Yeah, it's quite sad because it's a cool unique sort of aspect to it, but
Yeah,
you know, uh, it's one of those. Yeah, I mean the Sheldon has that, so the Hound. It's nice to have the Hound as a more unique unit to the Sheldon counterpart as well.
right. But it is what it is. At the very least, I respect that they are getting a lot of value today as sort of a midway troop between sort
Yeah,
of that T1 to T2 step.
yeah, they've been shown to just be strong like that for a little while now. They're low cost on metal. They're not too expensive on E. You know, you can get some of them out without having to worry about getting up first, especially with this shared economy. So
Yeah,
they're just and they trade so well against tier 1. You know,
they do. Yeah, that big Gauss burst that they can do is one of the few things that I feel like can take out medium tanks with any relative
and we
efficiency.
see the
Oh
resign
wow.
vote. They seem to realize quite drastically how far behind they were.
Yeah, that feels like a morale win, if anything. Just the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
looming.
Kind of get sandwiched into your land a little bit, and you feel like there's not much escape.
Yeah, those Banshees I don't think found the value they were looking for. I don't think the blue team really left themselves up. Kind of hard to say because we missed a bunch of the early game, but still, it did look like there was the kind of it was. I mean, basically just a perfect game from the blue side. They didn't really take any major damage. Gunships couldn't find any value. Yeah, GG.
GG's.
Well,
So
I
is
do
that everything for
believe.
today already? We're nearly an hour early, aren't
Oh wait, maybe not. We do have. Oh, we
we? You
have
got
some
more
other
there?
games that are starting up. Yeah.
Nice,
Okay.
nice, nice.
I
I was
guess
a bit worried. I was gonna say that's like crazy early for everyone to
I
finish
know.
all their game.
I was thinking like, there's no way these play. They all. I mean, I guess they all play simultaneously, so it could be. But no, it looks like there's still a couple more. There's we do have the Austria versus Hungary game, which is
Yeah,
kind
that
of
one's
funny.
literally just started as well.
Yeah.
We've got the is that Italy game just started 1 minute ago as well. I see. Uh,
Let's have a look at this Austria versus Hungary one.
yeah, let's do it.
I'm curious about this one because these are some of our less OS privileged players in the tournament,
Yeah, nice
and
to showcase it.
they're going up against each other, and that's you know, an even match is a fun match, not necessarily always just the pros. You know,
Exactly.
an
It's
even
nice to
noob
see good
match.
competition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the spirit of the competition that matters the most. Not to say none of them are pros. I don't know. I've been having this debate endlessly about what is a pro player in Beyond All Reason. It's been like debated
I think
to death.
it's quite hard to articulate really. Usually in most games, I think you'd say people that play in tournaments and people that
Hmm.
do that. They usually fall into that category. It's hard to say on like a percentage of players basis because there is quite with RTS it's common that you see a lot of players at one sort of specific skill range, and it becomes a very small percentage that then get up into the very very higher ends. You're
Yeah.
talking like 0.5 to 0.1% of the player base. So it's hard to say really, but everyone has their own opinion of that, I think.
Right. There's no hard line. The argument I heard was, what? As soon as you make money off of a tournament, then you're a pro player.
Yeah, I've heard that one. I've
Uh,
heard that one.
I'm like, man, that cuts the pro player like numbers down so drastically. You go from 0.01 to 0.0001 or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. It really, you're talking 100 players at the most there.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't think that's quite
Which is
fair.
kind of, I don't know, maybe not.
Maybe.
Again, down to your opinion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, this game, we
Yeah.
see blue team going for a 4 lab start straight off the bat. We do see the red team, though, having that one player starting in the C, which is nice. They won't be contested for a little while by the looks of things, so they're free to just sweep up all of these mexes.
And there is a lot of them. That's a
Oh, yeah.
giant advantage. And one strategy that I do distinctly remember that I actually really loved was I remember seeing a player that started in the sea to build 2 constructors and a couple of gunboats, and then after that they ate the lab and just went into a lab on land, and then used
Yeah,
those
yeah.
cons to just grab all the water mexes. And it's obviously a bit of a risk because if there is another Navy player, then you run the risk of your cons just get sniped and then the mexes die and you haven't really gotten an advantage. You just slowed everything down. But in a game like
Yeah.
this, if Miraculix could actually get a good scout and know that there is 4 players on the land right now, it would
Yeah,
basically...
that's the most important thing.
Yeah, yeah. Scouting.
He needs to realize, exactly, he needs to scout, realize that there's no one else on the sea, get sweeping up these mechs as soon as possible, maybe even, adding extra titles to feed his land guys so they can keep making units. That is definitely their priority. We see, the army value advantage is going to sway in the blue team's favor as long as they're not stalling, which they weren't in the early game. So they're going to have a bit of an army value advantage just because of lab. They see the C, blue team, so they know that red team's got 1 player with a C lab.
Oh yeah, Dolphin is spotted. This will be a good moment here, though, for the Orange Commander. This is the other way of scouting, I suppose, just by checking all the C locations. I mean, I guess you never know if someone spawned in the corner or something, but you would definitely see the mexes or constructors or something. So it's sort of a scout.
Yeah. Usually you wouldn't see someone spawn in the corner there. So
No.
as you say, checking those mech spots is enough scouting. That Dolphin has enough vision on it to have a little peep.
I'm glad to see that Miraculix hasn't gone into more units, just enough to defend the cons if there was a Navy player.
Yeah, that would be basically worst case scenario, really, for this team. If he was to start making some ships, super metal expensive, and they're not going to get any value either, apart from maybe a destroyer or the sort of Whistler one on the edge, maybe poking some mexes, but that's about it. Do you see a big run by though, sort of coming through the mid here?
Yeah, I was just looking at these grunts.
Oh, nice. So see how he micros them. If they go 1 by 1 into this line, then he's going to have a nice advantage. He's microing that quite nicely, to be fair, keeping them in this line.
It was a really good fight.
The reinforcements are unfortunately just running into red while he's focused on it, but so I guess I don't really want him to run into the commander.
Yeah, that's a weird... We made so many good decisions, and all of a sudden we go fight the commander, and I just don't quite get it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think there's enough to
maybe
kill
just
it.
underestimate that B gun. Until you've had 20 blitz B gun by a commander trying to snipe it, you don't really appreciate how much it can pay off for them.
Yeah, 500 energy might seem like a hefty price, but when it wipes off 2,000 metal from the map.
Yeah, once you got an e-store, you're good far away. You do see the thug play from red, which is nice. He's focusing on sort of storming through this mid, and once he's up in that middle there, if he stays down on this slope, then he's gonna have even more plasma advantage with the range, which is gonna be fun for him.
Yeah, this is kind of a critical fight right here between Pyrobo and Tix in your base, because as soon as this midsection's taken, it bisects the whole map, and then you have really a big dilemma where this red army can flex north or south to whatever side needs help, and effectively kill any army or any reinforcements coming out for as long as they want to. That was a nice little
Pink's commander's gone down, right next to Blue's commander. I think that was a nice little Centurion snipe there, using that range, so he's free to sweep up that metal. And we do also see now on the sea, as we said, there's not been any contest on the sea whatsoever. So he's now got a lot of mexes, a massive advantage free. And unfortunately, they're not seeming to quite get the value on the land to pay off that. Having red on that hill, you're not in the sea, that shouldn't be happening, really.
Yeah, there's so much metal coming out of the ocean right now that even though the blue team is winning the vast majority of land, I mean, I guess they haven't claimed the mexes though, which is really the big part. Like, there's still 3 mexes, close to like 6 mexes, untapped in the midsection of the map, and if Tix in your base
Red
can
team
get,
doesn't need it, do they?
no, they're still pushing in just fine. I like this strat that Tix in your base is going for. This is just tried and true Cortex.
Yeah.
Like, just build a bunch of thugs, get some resbots out. But we don't quite have the resbots yet, and it's kind of concerning me.
I think his focus there would be like, getting those DLLTs and some 4-cup. Because getting that trading efficiency and sort of having a strong position while all that reclaim sort of popping up everywhere, that could be the advantage you need to just take the fight in the middle.
Mm-hmm. It is tough.
The commander's looking a bit risky though. He's gonna get LLT. No, he's not gonna trade that.
I don't think there's a reason to. I think those thugs have enough range and firepower that they can just scare Pyrobo back.
We do see a hover lab on the left-hand side. Orange is blue's come walking the base though. This is not good for them actually.
Oh.
He's been left alone to just walk in, Centurion, dig on that base.
That's
Pink commanders reacted.
That's not good. That's a bad situation here for the red team, because now they have to divert so much resources over towards this section. Does Spiels even have a base?
He's not got luckily he's not got the red base. He's got all those A sailors there, and the rest of the half of the team's VP. So losing that as well would be a real big swing advantage for these guys. The potential they need to win, but do you see whose commander was that? That was Teal's commander in the mid, going down. I think the thug range on that hill probably got him. Oh, trade there in the south. There's so much going on here.
so many comms popping over.
Joke. I'm curious to see what's going to happen out of this hover play. I think they've got, blue team aren't spending their resources, which is their main trouble. They've got a lot of metal and bang. We see, if you look at their base, they're only just adding nanos now. They've also not even secured the island back, So without the sea and that's like even more of a disadvantage they didn't really need. Red's preemptively made a lot of AA. I think he's wondering where everything is.
I am too.
Thinking there might be some banshees coming.
I'm wondering why the metal hasn't been spent on anything yet. I'm sort of looking around and wondering where. We have a lot of constructors right here for XMF.
Yeah,
I guess that's nice.
He's gone for that tier 2 just to try and spend this metal, realizing none of them have made BP earlier. We also see Torta dropping a tier 2 lab, but these hovers are coming in. It's not going to be a good day for him.
Oh yeah, look at that. Those Seekers ripping apart the wind turbines that were stacked too close together. All of a sudden they flash down the entire base. Oh no.
And they'll probably just run away from the Centurion, gone to the next base as well.
Yep. No reason to stick around and fight.
They don't have much damage, but it's enough to pop some mexes, some wins, some BP, be annoying. It might just be the nail in the coffin for them if these mid pushes go well, but
the red front line is collapsing. Those aggravators have eventually overwhelmed the thugs, and we never saw a single resbot.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's a gamble in it with the resbot. It's like, I don't have enough units to fight his army yet, but if my resbots die, I have even less. I think he's playing a bit defensive, isn't he?
Yeah, I think you just have to leapfrog it where you have your first resbot, you reclaim 2 or 3 corpses to pay for the second one. Those 2 pay for the third and fourth. Like you have to do it very incrementally, because otherwise, if you jump into like 10 resbots all at once, then you have no units on the front line. And
exactly, yeah.
Oh, we
I'm
got some
thinking that's
Fiend
good. Fiend
self-Ds.
self-Ds.
Yeah, nice. Accidentally self-D'd an aggravator there as well. I don't know. Got caught in the
These
multi-select.
hovers, though, man, they're doing a lot of damage and
Yeah.
diverting all the army value to sort of focus on that. You know, it's really not the situation maybe needed at the moment.
At this point, I mean, we know that there's no air commander here for the blue team. I kind of wonder if maybe like a seaplane transition would be worthwhile, just to go for some of those laser gunships, just so we can blast out the key structures. For from Miraculix, he's already got all this build power over here. It makes you kind of wonder. Oh, he's got the con.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's got nice build power there. Yeah, yeah. Seaplanes would definitely be the nail in the coffin. They've not got any opportunity for any of their.
Oh man,
The
I am
fiends
loving
are
these
out,
fiends.
yeah, well, you know, there is always a chance we might see some nice efficiency from them, and there is always a chance. Those D-Mexes are just so much free value, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's an entire map's worth of. It's basically 2 land lanes worth of resources just for free. Going back to the red team here, ton of cons. Oh, the cons are going to set up a little radar jammer and some build power. We're making a land transition here. Okay.
Yeah, start attacking from the back as well. There's not really the army's focus on the front. You can sort of run in the back. They do have a radar. And they're jamming it, I see. Yeah, nice little play.
I mean, it took a while to come online, but the Orange Commander did definitely find a way. I almost wonder if it would have been worth.
Nice.
I almost wonder if it would have been worth going for a T2 and just sending it a T2 naval lab. Those are so expensive, but at the very least, I mean, the entire Orange economy is based on naval, so it would have been a really nice way to scale. I also
yeah, and the fact that there's no, you know, they've got no answer to they're not going to contest those mexes, so it's like a really secure decision.
Yeah, course, it's very safe.
I think they realised their advantage with all the free C-mexes and, you know, most of mid control now as well. They got the tier 2 up. They're even doing a forward tier 2 in mid as well, and they're just going to press this advantage and close this game out, I think.
Yeah, it's funny. This entire southern side of the midsection of the map has been completely ignored. There's
it's not even LLTs.
No,
like there's nothing. There's literally nothing there. There's a radar. That's it.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll send like a Twitcher or something around to go claim those mexes. I don't know. Fiends have actually just completely mopped up the yellow front line. That's kind of a huge hit. That was, I think, about 2,000 metal worth of Sheldon in a big ball right there for yellow. About half of them died, I think.
The Sheldons, they really don't want to be losing them like that. Their only chance really is to hold those and get some nice efficiency.
Yeah, you need to stack a ton of them in order to really be properly efficient with them.
They're so metal heavy as well, you know. They're not cheap. 10 of those, nearly.
We've got the longest 14-minute pincer maneuver ever. Medium tanks rolling in from behind the blue team, and the red forces.
Some pretty overwhelming forces coming through now. They're going to lose all their economy, I think, and that'll probably be the GG soon.
We got mass solar panels queued up here. I feel like the blue team has been kind of e-stalled this entire game. I think the winds kind of betrayed them, and the aversion to solar panels meant that they just couldn't really afford to produce anything. And to be fair, I think the red team was like that for a long time as well. But I think eventually they just built some solar panels and enough tidal generators and whatnot that it kind of took over.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a lot of metal on the map, like metal spots. You know, it's a very as a map, it's pretty metal heavy. So
yeah.
Being able to actually spend that when you've only got, you know, max 12 wind and the tidal's all right, not that good. You know, there's not really any geos apart from the mid. You never see them taken. So.
Wow, we're really not going to surrender. Look at
that. I was going to say that I just look back and there's nothing. There's nothing there. So they're going to make a lab in this now.
The blue team is desperately looking around with those fiends, thinking they can find the commander. It's cloaked right here in the back line. Ticks in your base has built a little radar jammer, which ironically kind of points out exactly where the con is. Like, it is like the big glowing red beacon that shows you where the commander's hiding, but XMF has wandered off into the ocean, and we're gonna see if we can make a big push. It's a bunch of thugs, but ultimately, I mean, the production is so high here from the Red Commander, it just doesn't seem like it's even possible. In the weirdest of ways, it took the loss of everything for the Green Commander to realize they could send tons of units. In fact, the entire blue team, that they could send tons of units through this southern side that has been completely inactive this whole game. And they're like, oh, there was all this room right here. We could have done so much damage. And
It's one of those where, like, even when you're stuck and you feel like, oh, look, there's an army in front of my base, most people feel like every unit I'm making, I have to use to defend that, otherwise I'm dead. But realistically, that situation isn't going to get any better unless you do something else. Like, you know, for example, with the sea, trying to stretch a bit earlier just to make like 1 or 2 subs even, and they would have denied all of those mechs, or at least forced a reaction. So you've got to be a little bit more open to try and deny when you're in a tight position as well. You know,
the offense is the best defense.
Exactly. Yeah.
Force those units back home, and they're not bugging you. You have enough time to build up your own. Anywho, red team runs away with the victory here. I think as soon as that navy went uncontested, it was pretty obvious that was going to be a huge advantage for them. And I mean, you can even see it in the graphs. Like orange and red were competing, and orange never even really scaled. Like just built a bunch of energy and then the metal extractors, and that was all the scaling that was needed. So yeah, just goes to show how powerful
there's no
it
need
was.
to like over make energy and try and convert it. You know, the only reason you want to do that is if all the mechs, and they just have infinite free range on mexes, so just make the energy they need and pump the unit, and they're good.
It seems to have worked out nicely for them. All right, moving on to the next game here. Trying to check how long. Oh, that's 19 minutes. No thanks. I've been really loving this map pool today, though.
Yeah, I like it, to be fair.
We haven't seen a fulsome dam game. That's the one map that I think we haven't gotten a game on. I wonder if anybody's...
a lot of Cape Violet.
A lot of Cape Violet. Yeah, a lot of Cape Violet and a lot of Dig Site, I feel like.
Yeah, Cold Place has been quite popular as well, which is nice. I like the old Cold Place.
I love the Cold Place. That's far and away one of my favorite maps. I feel like it is rarely included in big tournaments because there's so much metal on it, especially like the big 1v1 tournaments and whatnot. But it is really fun to watch, and especially when there's a 4v4, so you kind of get multiple people trying multiple different things. Let's see here.
We see 10 minutes has been running on the UK versus Australia, it says.
Yeah, we could jump into this one.
We can jump into these guys, yeah. I think that's the least running one.
We are definitely getting towards the end here, so I'm not surprised if a lot of these teams are need a little break. they're taking their 5-10 minute break, whatever it is in the rule book. They're like, let's take a breather real quick before our finals. The grand finale. Go ahead and switch back over to the actual game so the viewers at home can actually enjoy the game alongside us. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, a lot of naval fighting going on throughout the game. I'm just catching up. I'm just caught up now. How about you?
I am almost there. I'm at 7:30 or so. Pretty even game, though.
Yeah, it's looking really even, to be fair.
Usually we see one of these seas gone by now, and I think it's because the seas are uneven in the same way where it's...
we may see that soon.
Soon, yeah.
The North Black Vortex looks a little bit of trouble here. He's close.
He's trying to go for that comm bomb. And to be fair, this is a pretty shallow sea. I think one big juicy connection from that commander could certainly send most of these careening towards Davy Jones.
Yeah, if he gets a nice stealth D on it, it will really do some nice damage.
The problem is you need a big follow through, and he has 2 destroyers. I think 4 frigates would serve better.
Yeah, those herrings are not going to do much for him, unfortunately. We do see in the south a big sort of naval engagement going on, though. Avengers in a bit of a tight spot here, getting chipped away from all sorts of angles, and his commander's pretty low. He's going for stealthy as well. This might be nice, actually.
Oh,
No,
he
it
cancels it.
cancels because they ran away a bit much. He wants it though. He really wants it. He's cancelling again. We see the commander go down in the north as well.
Oh, yeah.
Avenger lives. Oh no, I spoke too soon. He goes down as well.
Both commanders in the high seas for the blue team falling. Does not bode tremendously well for them.
Yeah, it's
Easy.
not ideal.
You know
You
what?
see
I
a
mean,
lot of thugs in the mid from the purple commander.
oh yeah.
He,
Why aren't those moving?
I don't know what he's planning. Yeah, I mean, he could run through, but it's just not efficient at this point, you know.
Well, yeah. If any of those navies turn around and go catch him while he's moving those thugs through the middle as well.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
even worse.
All right. Well, a tremendous naval engagement for both the southern and northern sides, but all for the red team.
Yeah,
That's
red
what,
team looking strong in the sea now.
It's about 7,000 metal on the southern side, and probably a little less than that, closer to 3,000, 2,500.
There's a lot of metal in that.
Enough to comfortably scale each of these towards T2 if they wanted to, or make some big
Pretty tall
investments.
managing to even get that geo on the land there as well, because he had the vision from the fighters of Rexel, so he could target,
Oh,
send them on the edge and target the geo.
oh yeah. Well, that's a nice hit too. That basically forces Black Vortex out of the game. We have a handful of mexes in the back, but Praetor is slowly climbing up that hillside here.
Tier 2 down for Rexel now. And we see Tier 2 shipyard in the south for Avenger, which is a little risky with this big ass, big army in front of him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a I actually can't believe he got that T2 lab up. That must be where all the metal was going instead of the units.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think pretty much all of their production at the moment's cut, apart from fighters. So, all of their metal's going into that lab.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, the Paladins can be a pretty brutal brawler against some of these earlier units.
I just think they don't really have the metal to be doing that. Those tier 2 ships are super metal expensive.
Yeah.
And they've not got the map control. They've not got the mechs. I'm not quite sure it will be the best move for them, but I think their idea is, they see how disadvantaged they are on the army value, and they need a more efficient counter.
Yeah, and in the long run, these boats will trade out, and they'll trade efficiently, but with how many units
I don't
in
think they'll
pink
let
are
them
here,
get to that long run if they see it,
There
which
is no
we
long
might
run.
now. I don't know if he has like actual sight. He'll see the shots, but until he actually gets vision of it, I don't think he'll get the alert, of course. There we are. He should have had it now. He sees the tier 2 ships, so he'll make a decision. We'll see what decision it is. Yeah, he wants to trade that out. He knows he can, and in he goes.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, those Paladins go down, and that is pretty much the end of it. We do have the Dreadnought. That's ambitious.
Focuses the BP, which is nice. He's gonna get the ships now. He should still be good. He's got resurrection subs there as well. There's a commander walking in. I'm a bit worried he might just want to self-D, to be fair. I don't know, but his ideal is to deny that metal, I guess.
I mean,
we see tier 2 hounds now coming out in the mid. So unfortunately, these thugs are going back to defend this land, but he's getting a tier 2 lab denied there as well by Praetor. So that's really nice from Praetor to switch, with the C nanos, get the commander on the hill there, and drop that vehicle lab and pressure on.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's thugs, but what for? They're coming home to an empty base.
Those ships are just firing away. There's a nice little ledge there to sit in that they can get vision.
That is so brutally efficient.
Yeah, that's exactly what Praetor wants. He's looking at that efficiency and constantly keeping them crippled. think they're probably going to be looking about now and thinking, trying to come up with some options of what they can do, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe realizing that it's got a little bit out of hand here.
Yeah, I don't think there's much left in the tank. I mean, short of, I don't know,
We even
some.
see you even see Yellow with a nice little bot lab there on the hill
Oh
to
yeah.
send units up, get that GA. It's a nice little sort of through path it takes, and there's the GG.
Yeah. That was ultimately inevitable as soon as those two fights went bad for the blue team. If you
Yeah,
can't
those two
win at least
commanders,
one
wasn't
of the
it?
C's, I guess that's the reason why this map is so tough. Is because once you win one of the C's, you can go win the other one. Like they're not, because they're not separated. You can send all your units and go win the other C a lot
Yeah, yeah.
easier. Which is
And
like a
and that
crazy
in effect
snowball.
also gives you that mid as well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because all your navies then securing that mid as well.
yeah, and even up
Um,
to T2 units are going to struggle against your T1 navies. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
again, it all comes back to navy units once again.
As we say, I think off the back of that though, your better option, even though the C is the main focus, your better option is to do like a land tier one, and then focus on all that safe economy, and whatever economy you can, and then go for that tier two the tier two ships afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, because at the end of the day, it only takes one bad fight, and it doesn't even have to be your bad fight. It could be your teammate's bad fight, but they lose their fight, and suddenly you lose because they lost on the sea. I mean, and then yeah, suddenly your whole economy is gone. Anyway, Netherlands versus Poland just started 4 minutes ago, and that is stacked to the brim with some good players.
Nice, awesome, cool. It's nice to see we've got a nice amount of more games. I was a little bit disappointed maybe it was finished earlier,
Oh
but
no, me too. I was
we're
I
still
was like,
going.
oh wow, really? Okay, I guess we're done. Like, yay! No, no, I'm glad we got a couple more because I was yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was bummed. I'll just wait for this to load. I am liking that Cape Violet map though. It's growing on me. I was a little bit, I don't know. I was a little bit skeptical at first, but it is grown on me certainly. All right, have you made it in here?
Yeah, yeah, I'm caught up now.
Okay, sweet. Refuse to
Yeah,
learn. That's a hilarious name. It's that might as well be the motto, the bar motto. here's the number one advice: refuse to learn.
See the pink commander in the south there with some nice D guns. He's killed some units and denied a couple of LOTs as well.
Hmm.
So it's a nice little start for them.
Yeah, that commander is
Red's
looking
got a
very
lot
lonely.
of scouts. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Red's got a lot of scouts going into the back line, which is nice.
Oh yep.
Those rovers should be able to pick up a lot of mech. Are they sending some back?
Oh yeah, looks like he's diving a few back into the actual base.
See how many he gets. He's focusing the com, which I think with the pawns there is a bit unfortunate. He might just get this swept up. Yeah.
It's actually a really great response right there from Best Clan. I'm impressed.
Yeah, ideally he would have focused the mexes there, knowing that those ticks aren't going to kill the HP of that con in time.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching everywhere else as well, which is what he's doing. He's still got one there that's going to circle it and finish it off, though. I don't think he's going to stop that.
Oh, oh no. At the end of the day, it wasn't the big group. It was the one single remainder.
And now he's free to just circle those mechs. Making sure as well, which is nice, to queue up the circle around that mech, so that the rover is going to get that surround damage as he circles around it and finish the mechs off after. Zeeberg's managed to secure this 4.0 in the north, which is nice. He's stalling on metal though, which isn't ideal. He's only got one mech. He hasn't really managed to stretch the other mechs yet.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, yeah. Zeeberg is super stretched then.
4.0 helps, but it's like, you in this situation you would probably rather have the three 4.8 1.9s even. It is more metal, but the advantage is of course from how little you have to spend on the metal. Because
Yeah. Little calm walk going in. You see this at Heavy
Yeah,
Water on the southern
he's
side?
no fear. All the ideas, walking straight for that lab.
It's pinged, but I think that's far, far too late.
Yeah, he'll lose the lab. The pawns maybe if they get a nice round will. But these D guns are gonna
Oh,
be what tells it.
nowhere near enough energy, though. Oh, yikes.
Yeah, it's close though. To be fair, he looks like he's gonna
Wow,
stop this
he
actually with
actually
the
makes it.
commander. Yeah. Oh no, that's not what he wants. Don't miss.
Can't
There we
afford to
go.
miss
There
when
we
you only
go.
have 91 energy production. I
Yeah, he's good. He's good now. I don't know what he's gonna walk from here.
guess just set up an LLT or something and hope for the best.
Yeah.
The pink commander is moving in slowly but surely with these aggravators, just taking down the LLT for us that Best Clan had. But I mean, now it's every unit is special, and I mean not to say that every unit isn't special. I know I don't want to hurt their feelings, but
But we
they're
see that swing now, don't we? We talk about where it's like the the quest for south, the quest for north, the quest for
mm-hmm.
mid, and they're sort of swinging in these positions. The red team now managed to sort of secure the south bit and the north bit, and they're also looking pretty strong in the mid as well. So we'll see how they can play off these positions. Maybe the north's got an opportunity to do something.
Self-destruct the thugs. Wow, that's
Yeah,
that's
it's a good
rare.
idea, I guess. Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean the
good play.
army's
It's
there,
just
but
usually you see a self D on like T3 units, and the higher
yeah,
value
yeah.
stuff. Two thugs is
These high level players know that even the smallest differences make every little sort of difference of value. If you can
yeah,
deny an extra 200, then it's worth doing.
may as well, yeah. Big old battle on this northern side. The rocket bots are looking quite good though, and it looks like Refuse to Learn is just kind of being outscaled here by the yellow commander. Although we do have a little
Yeah,
runway, I suppose, making their way
unfortunately for
through.
him, I don't. Yeah, I was just gonna say, unfortunately for him, I don't think they'll get much value, and that's kind of sitting those on that hill would have been maybe the advantage or the even he needed in that fight to keep that plasma advantage on the hill there with those thugs while his rocket bots fight as well.
Mm-hmm.
He could have before that, but with those going forward again, that might be worth. Yeah, without that, he's probably going to get pushed off this north now. We do see heavy water just LLT Forest to secure that choke, and he's going to go for a nice walk to those back three mechs. We're probably even going to see him do a little lab there or something in a bit.
Yeah, yeah, he plans to claim them, and I don't see why you wouldn't just, yeah, set up your little facility. Heavy Water has literally no production at this point, so may as well. Bunch of units to micro on the front line, though, so that's fun. At least
And we see the tier 2.
our red commander can be entertained.
I think with that army value advantage they have now, they're prepping their bombing run. They see there's no air, and they're also dropping tier 2, so they're really getting prepped here to close this out.
Yeah, they're ready to finish it. Even I think those bombers is enough. There's no air defense here, and
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
Zeeberg
the
also going
economy
for a little
difference.
walk. Okay, everybody wants to just have some fun on the other side of the map for today.
He must have. Yeah, I didn't catch that. He obviously walked sort of through that little choke there behind. It would have been nice to even see him like sort of walk behind there and just sort of dig on the lab. But
Oh yeah,
that's the way it works, regardless.
oh yeah, that'd be a killer play. Look at that, you even got a little like ledge to stand on to send the D gun and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, the LLT is there, but you should still be able to dig on that. It'll be fine. I don't know if you'd stretch right that way. You should be able.
Oh, that was like 3 D guns from Mr. Ponyuri, who took out I think probably 15 incisors. Nice.
Bombers are revealed.
Nice little catch.
Bombers some units on the front, and then they're headed now to the wind economy.
Question is, how on earth do we deal with these? Does anybody even have the build power to build an air lab to shut this down? And
I
the
don't
answer
think
is
they even
no.
have the resources, really, do they?
No.
They voted for a resign, but cancelled it.
This is a rare moment where a guard can actually shoot a late laser tower. Oh no, there we go. I guess it was just out of power. Bombers now just given a fight command, I think, and they're just told to drop bombs on whatever they can, wherever they can.
And we see Zeeberg setting up a lab in the north on that hill there. He's left one of the mexes as
I
well, so
know.
they have vision like of the lab there as well, which is quite funny. But
It's
I
almost
don't
like a
think it really
taunt.
makes much of a difference.
It's like an
Yeah,
intentional. He's like,
exactly.
look at this. Look at it. I'm in
Yeah,
your back line. What are you gonna do about it?
yeah, I'm here. Those bombers are just getting nice value on that tier 1 army as well.
Yeah.
And we see, I mean, they're building nanos and a fusion and tier 2 labs and sort of kind of stalling on this salamander. So I hope they can get enough out in time. There's 2 to be fair already, but it looks a little hairy. It's quite a big army.
I am not sure if I'm sold on these bombers or not. They're like, they seem like they're doing good, but then every time they drop bombs on these T1 units, they just kind of,
Yeah,
like,
I mean Shuriken
miss.
would be the answer.
Yeah. I think the Salamander cleaned this up pretty easily, though. That heat ray they
Yeah,
pack is actually
yeah.
pretty powerful, and eventually,
Yeah, the units will low as well, aren't they? From the bomber.
yeah,
Sweep them up nicely.
I guess that is the superpower of the bombers. They're not gonna like kill any one
Yeah.
unit, but they're gonna like kind of rough up every
Pickle 'em
unit
down.
a little bit. Huh.
We see Zeeberg in the back with these incisors. He's also now just walking his calm as well, so he'll either trade commanders, degun the lab, see what happens. But it's looking like this might come to an. Oh, Purple's managed to somehow take recontrol of the north here as well. So it's not looking all over, but yeah.
A nice little grunt run by here from White Salami. A wonderful name, and doing a.
They're just in. Yeah, White Salami.
It's very like evocative. It brings to mind just such a like perfect image. It's like, yeah, so descriptive.
I don't think they really have an answer to these salamanders. The fusion's pretty much up now. Tier 2's out, mexes are up. There's not really anything they can do to answer the tier 2 sort of rush that's going to come now.
Yeah, the bombers have been working away on these commanders too for a good long while, and I think
that's
another one.
2 more. Zeeberg can probably trade with this one. It looks like he's just walking straight at him now as well. And we see the resign.
There he goes.
Yeah, they had
GG is
some good attempts there to, that purple fire in the north, he did really well to hold on and everything.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good back and forth. And yeah, the fact that lab didn't get degunned by Zeeberg is actually, in retrospect, looking at it, that's a huge blessing because.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He wouldn't have been able to then hold that at all without the lab. As soon as that's gone, he's kind of out in the.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we also just got an announcement that they are wrapping up the very last matches right now. So
Nice.
I think we can hop into basically one of these other matches that's finishing, and it will pretty much be the last one. So, would you like to pick our last match of the game today, sir?
Oh, I'm easy. You give me a nice honor here. Let's have a look at the list. What have we got left? So we got Italy. It's been running for 8 minutes. UK versus Germany 2 has been running for 1 minute 40.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, should we watch that one?
Sure. Let's jump on in. Seems like a good matchup, too.
Yeah, nice mix of players in here.
Yeah, that last one was a good back and forth. I almost wanted to hold out hope that the blue team could pull out with that mid push, and we would have a nice little 20-minute long game.
Yeah. If they'd have reset all the BP in the tier 2 lab, and then sort of, Purple managed to push in that north again. The real problem was the backline. It's recover that when you got the pressure all over you. It's hard to have a bit ahead. Jumping straight into this one, the first 2 minutes looks like there's already plenty going on. We see someone's been bombed in the back. I think Pretor started with a bomber. Got a nice little bomb run on F-Gen. See some rover aggro going all over the map. He's dropped his commander in the north there with a heavy transport, which is quite nice. They're 2.5 mechs
trying
up
to
there.
like eco expand with the commander transport rather than doing some comm drops or something.
Yeah. Only trouble is, he's getting a little bit punished by losing these mexes with these rovers, unfortunately. Nothing to stop that. He's going to have to rely on his team's blitz here to chase this round.
Never a good situation.
Oh, a nice pick potentially for Ezzy. Oh, he leaves it. He nearly got that con there in the north. He might circle back around.
I think Czar wants it greedily. He's fighting for it tooth and nail. Yeah, that con goes down. That does really slow things down up there pretty bad.
We see quite a similar sort of setup really here for the players. Having that air player at the back, 3 players at the front expanding. We do also see the only difference is red team have gone for the 4 labs, 3 labs on the front, whereas the South Commander Teal has just been con walking, and you kind of see that reflected. They're able to spend straight into army, and they got a bit of an army advantage now.
Yeah. I do like this spot, though, that the pink commander is etching out here on this northern side. Like, if we could build some LLTs, maybe even some walls would be justified, just to make it really inconvenient to push in there. And then you just fly the commander away.
Yeah.
You're in a good spot.
You can wall that cliff, definitely, I think, as you say, and drop a couple of LLTs there, and any sort of tier 1 units are going to have a bit of an annoyance pushing up there. Let's see.
Oh, nice catch with the blitzes up there as well, and sizers go down.
Yeah, that's what you want to see, is catching those little individual units off like that with the group, getting maximum efficiency. That incisor is not going to be doing much to a blitz by the time those 6 are going to wipe it out. We do see nice shuriken ball from Pretor, and he's got a good amount of figs as well. Enough to definitely contest the air. So and we also see whistlers on the ground from Ezzy as well, which is nice. It really makes a difference for that air player to have a little bit of ground AA that he's able to then play off, fall back to on the front and get trading efficiency against the other air player.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It lends a huge amount of mobility, which to air sounds like a crazy thing to say, but really air is more about like safe spots and dangerous spots. And if your teammate has any amount of anti-air, it gives you just a little bit more of a safe spot, which is
those units are a lot easier to kill, aren't they? So you got to sort of know if there's AA there. It's not like a medium tank. You can sort of run in a little bit and go, oh, this is a bit much. If you go in too much with those there, they're gone.
There's no going back. Most air is a one-way trip. Do you remember the build, or the, what were they called, the repair platforms or whatever, the like air repair pads?
Yeah. They were good for like dragons and stuff like that.
I still chuckle about those though, because it was like they may as well have called it the dragon repair pad. Like it was, and maybe a lich or two like occasionally would come back, but yeah.
We do see blue team getting some really solid trades in the south here though. Teal's just got like 8 blitz, and he's just picking off all these thugs, getting nice rounds on them, and the bot lab doesn't really have an answer apart from more pawns than blitz to stop this running through now, and he's just not got the BP for it. He's only got 1 nano focusing on his wins, so he might struggle a bit here.
Worth mentioning too that those blitzes are about 30 speed faster than about 25 speed
guns,
faster.
Though, from anyways commander, is he going to degun these blitz, or is he just going to die to it in the south?
No degun?
Come on.
Oh, they were in a perfect line. Oh no.
And the commander was so low.
What?
Yeah. I don't know what I was watching there, bro.
What on earth? Why does Axolotl not want the kill? I think neither commander realized they were fighting each other there. I think that must have been what just happened.
He's going for it now. He's going for it now because he realized he's low and he's
Oh, that's ideal. A heartbreaker.
I think they both whiffed that one, to be honest. There.
Oh my gosh. Both of them wondering why on earth they were getting this alert about their units being attacked. Looking back and realizing he's almost killed the commander. And the commander could have degunned 20 blitzes. In the end, I think anyway walks away with a better trade out of that, I guess. Because,
Yeah,
well, he lives and the blitzes are long gone.
exactly. Yeah, we do see a nice sort of blitz run by coming in the north here, but the amount, I mean, the blitz actually like fight the shuriken annoyingly well. You know, if there's a big flaw of the blitz, it would take a lot of shuriken to see in a second maybe.
Yeah.
Good air coverage there, and the medium tanks as well. Sure, but yeah, the shurikens, you need a good number to stop the blitz. They will just AA them.
They're
See
the
the commander going
weirdest.
down in the mid.
Oh, yeah. Blitzes really are the weirdest kind of AA. Like, they just technically work.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem like they should, but they do.
Yeah, similarly to like, they got that sort of tickle gun, so it just sort of sprays the air if there's enough of them.
Yeah.
The shuriken's coming in, but there is a commander. See maybe some D guns on these tanks, I expect.
Yeah, he wants to.
There's Janus though, that's not good.
Oh, yeah, that's a big connection.
He will lose these tanks, but this commander will go down.
There we go. Down goes the red commander. Denies that wreckage reclaim, or about half, well, a little less than half of it, which that's huge. That's you know, an
doesn't
extra
look
700
like red will
metal.
get that, does it? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's, you know, the extra metal going back to the blue economy here might be more of a boon than a curse, just because all of a sudden there's no D-gun for these medium tanks, and that is really the main key issue with those medium tanks, is if they get D-gunned, you lose so much value so quickly, but
Yeah.
obviously without the commander
The
there.
red team are doing really well on the, you know, keeping up the production, but unfortunately they are hoarding a lot of their metal. I think they've probably got about 2,500 in the bank, 3,000 in the bank at least.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah, every metal bar is completely full.
Now they're full. Yeah, now they're full. They've got pretty much entirely wind economy. They got no solars. I think I see one solar.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah.
That's
The
terrible.
other team does as well, to be fair, actually. I don't understand. They're just spending more, I guess. They've got more metal, more income they're trying to spend, but they've just not got the E to support it. The other team's similarly in the same position, but they've not got, you know, as much metal to spend.
Yeah, so it's the case of they both have, well, red team has a ton of metal, but they've spent a lot less of it, and the blue team has a lot less, but they've spent all of it. And it turns out units are pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
They tend to work
Units
real
are good.
nicely.
There's a nice little bomber to finish off that commander on the right hand side there
Yeah.
from Vitor.
That was cute.
And the pounders though are going to be strong, you know. The rocket bots have got to tickle them down at range. It'll take time.
It's actually
Yeah,
the
the
last
team
commander
medium
here on
tank.
the left-hand side. F Chen
Ooh,
is
yeah.
it does go down. Wow.
I literally saw that as you called it. Damn, GG.
Yeah, blue team manages to take it. Wow, red team had so much money and they just didn't spend any of it. They just
Yeah,
put it
that's
all in the bank.
unfortunate.
They were
Just the
saving, they were
macro
investing.
there a little bit. At that point, you know, even though obviously wind is ideal, you need to be looking for that and going, everyone needs to be absolutely spamming solars with all their nanos, all their BP, just all focusing on solars.
Yeah,
You need to
and
recover that straight away.
Worst comes to worst, you can always reclaim them later. It's not inefficient
Exactly,
to reclaim
yeah.
them. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a misread right there from the red team. Just kind of not really. It was like
Losing
a
that
collective
commander,
e-stall.
unfortunately, probably would have sealed for them anyway by the looks of it. But
Yeah. But all right. How
we got
long?
one more still going now.
There is. It looks like there is this France versus Russia decider for third. Oh, because they must have tied. Okay, so it's a decider match. All right, you want to watch this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're a little over time, but I don't think anybody's gonna mind. I don't think this account is reserved.
Keep the flow anyway.
We have accidentally sparked a hour-long discussion about the professional play. I've just been watching the Twitch chat, and they've been continuously arguing about it for the last
Okay.
last 45 minutes.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, I'm just looking now. You mean about the the markings of what makes a pro player or something
Yes,
that
exactly.
we were talking about earlier? Yeah.
And then while they're doing that over on YouTube, they say, "Thank you for streaming to YouTube this weekend. Twitch is terrible." You're very welcome. Always happy to stream to YouTube for you. Even though it was a little bit rough in the beginning, we did eventually get there.
So we got a nice little matchup here. To be honest, it's pretty even in terms of the OS skill level. So nice to see a nice even play. We see down a blitz. We've got air players in the back again, but not for the red team. They've gone for a vehicle lab in the back with the commander walking forwards. Again, they're focusing that north bit, like you said last game. You know, that choke there, and then getting those 4 2.5 mixes is pretty big.
It's such a nice boost to the economy. That's a 10 metal bump. Yeah, 5 10,
Yeah.
10 metal. I mean, it's basically the same you fight over on any other map where there's there's one metal extractor that does 10 metal per second. It's basically the same thing, just split into 4 metal extractors. So I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
that's
those 10 mixes are massive. Just because you only have to spend that sort of 50 metal and 500 E, and you get the 10. But you're second best. It's still lovely to have.
What is it? 200 metal for the 10 metal per second. That's 20 seconds later, and you've paid off your metal debt. Like
exactly.
It's just it's ridiculously efficient.
See, the blitz to get a nice value like denying these mixes. I think really at this point, their advantage, they've got good map control, and they've got that north bit. So even though these blitzes are dying going in, they may be not getting the most efficient trades against the other units. Just denying the mixes, keeping the pressure on is enough for them at the moment.
Yeah, and all those units that are distracted by red for blue on the sort of southern side. There's like this weird split on this northern ridge line thing. Are we actually? Yeah. So I guess the blue team has kind of got like.
We see the blue team move the commander up to sort of secure that choke. I think they kind of realize there's 2 players up there, like you're saying, and the Mort's maybe going to be a bit stretched in.
Yeah. And it's largely, I guess it's just because Cyan has been, what is it, Razemius or something? Anyway, has kind of, well, they've been in air the whole time, so now they're making a pivot to bots. They're going into Centurion, but it's going to be 2 minutes before the Centurion even arrives on a front line anywhere near where it needs to be.
I'm not quite sure. He started with the air lab, but did he actually? There's an air lab now on Blue's base, and they've got a gunship there. Because I was just sort of thinking, like, it would have been nice to see Banshees. There's no air from the other players. Five Banshees to the top corner, and 5 to the south, and 5 through the middle, and suddenly there's a lot that the enemy team has to deal with.
Yeah.
I just don't think they really have the resources for it at the moment, to be fair. They're looking to make sure that this north doesn't go down. And also, Shrek is having a very bad time in the south.
Oh, yeah. Grunts are forcing Shrek out of his swamp.
Right.
Trying to back him off. I think those green crystals must have been like the family or something of Shrek, and he was trying to fight for him, but it's no longer. Orange finds familiarity in the orange crystals on the southern side, so really it's a battle for family values here.
We see the pink commander in the middle sort of trading pretty efficiently with these rockets. Even though the thug's got that hill, he's got a nice range advantage, got him in the line, he's moving them about, getting good efficiency. Mort's walking this LLT with no... Oh, there we go.
Oh, sorry.
Janus...
Twitch just yelled at me. They said, "We're not arguing. It's a polite and respectful discussion." Sorry. So sorry, guys. Yeah, blue is completely surrounded. That's funny. Okay, so blue just killed red, and I have a feeling we're about to see basically an identical picture here. It was a commander trade the long way around, as both commanders lose their entire army and also their commander. But I think red just barely comes out ever slightly ahead. Largely. So
we've got Banshees coming out now for the blue player. He's got like 10 effect at the minute. It looks like he's going to snipe. Yeah, the green goes down, and he's going to now try and snipe pink commander.
Oh, look at that. We're going to cloak?
See, he should cloak. Yeah, there we go. And he's not got any scouts
target
as well,
firing?
So...
Oh, no. The commander hasn't moved. I could have just target fired down. Ah.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't even know if the commander moved though, because he's not got any scout planes hovering over the top to see.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if you're going for these
Oh,
Banshee snipes, there we go. There's a scout. If you're going for these Banshee snipes, you need to have scouts.
yeah, you have to. Okay, well, those Banshees are
I'm not
impressively
sure it's
accurate.
worth. You know, they're losing the south hard. These run bys are going to start getting bad. But you've not got this commander, and the army is still there. You know, he wanted to
That's
snipe
true.
that commander on the army if there's any chance. And now these pawns are just going to come on through.
Yeah, this pink army
And we
is
see the resign.
way too big.
GG's.
GG indeed. Wow. Kind of feels like a very one-sided game, and I will say, every team that has claimed that northern side has won their game. That seems to be like a really key part, because you know, I think it's just too much metal to ignore. It's just...
We did see, was it the last game where they had the north and they couldn't spend the metal though because they didn't have the energy for it. But, you know, it is about that balance. You know, if you overstretch yourself to go and get those mechs, and you've not got the economy to support it, not only are you not able to spend the metal, but you've just spent everything on securing that spot as well, which means that you're probably going to lose somewhere else. So it's always a trade-off.
That's true. There's a trade-off there, a push and pull. But I do believe that is our final match for the day.
Nice.
This has been I mean, you know, it really did end up being almost exactly 4 hours. That was
yeah.
That actually was, the math was spot on. So that worked out great. But thank you very much for joining me and casting these games, Florio. It was a lot of fun.
My pleasure. It's the first time I casted, so yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll be back. For everybody that's watching right now, we'll be back tomorrow. Same exact time as we started today. Checking out some more games. The second day of the group stage. And then next weekend will be the, what is it called? The final stage? I forget the term for it. Anyway, it's like you can think of it like the quarterfinals and the finals. Quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the finals. Anyway, it's the big day. So check us out, same exact time, tomorrow, next weekend, both Saturday and Sunday next weekend as well. And we hope to see you all out there. Anything else you have to add, Flora?
No. I think you finished it off quite nice.
Well, then I guess that's where we'll call it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And from the both of us, we will see you next time. Peace out, everybody.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.